Yo, Twitch, what's up? So many yo's in chat already. What's going on? Hey, that got me excited. Excited. What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday? Wednesday, yeah, indeed. I got it right. Happy Wednesday. Hey, Vox Populi. Hey, a bunch of other people. Something Once Forgotten's in the house. Wow, wow, wow. Phil and Wild Bill together. You can't be Phil. This guy's Phil. His name's Phil. How can you be here and there at the same time? What? Yeah, thought we'd kick off the stream not opening any cards. Discussing cards. Open up the stream discussing cards, I think is where my brain went there. And then we'll play some duels like always. Probably another not too long stream. Got a long card review tonight. I was actually worried tonight wasn't going to have any cards, but I realized it's the arena reveal stream where they do like 1 million cards. So we're going to have like, I don't know, a bunch of cards to review tonight. So I got to hop off before that starts so I can get rolling on that one. Reviewed all these cards this morning up to the Ghastly Gravedigger. Haven't reviewed the Envy yet. I picked my times wrong. Remember yesterday I was telling you guys how like I thought this one would be a legendary because it was going to be game spot, and then this one wouldn't be a legendary because I didn't recognize the site. I got it backwards, but 3 o'clock would have been a little late for the review anyway. So if I could have changed my fate, I might have reviewed at 7 when Zymox came out, but was trusting this was a legendary incorrectly. Still pretty cool though that we got the tease for Rogue Secrets returning, but this is also the second card now we've gotten where it teases the synergy with without seeing the stuff itself. We got the relic tease with the relics and the Ghastly Gravedigger with the Rogue Secrets. So we presume we're gonna get at least 3 Rogue Secrets. And yeah, that'll be exciting. Always welcome back more secrets. Sometimes it does feel like it's not a big driver, secrets that is. Like it doesn't always fit into every deck. So I know for some people it feels like they're wasting part of the expansion, but I like it. British Dinosaur, thanks for the 43 months. Amazing. That's pretty cool. Card video tonight. Yeah, it'll go out tonight. I'll stay up late. Well, not late, but I mean I'll stay up tonight to do the arena review. That's at 8 p.m. and then tomorrow probably wait till noon since we're gonna have a big review tonight. Probably wait till this card at noon. This is gonna be on the official Hearthstone YouTube, so I'm assuming this will be a legendary. This kind of looks like Kael'thas though, so I'm a little tempted to maybe do a review at 7 a.m. but the problem is it's only gonna be probably a couple cards and it'll be a little too close to the arena cards. I want to stretch it out a little bit. So we'll probably do Kael'thas and maybe hopefully a legendary here at noon. And then we probably just do 1 review tomorrow. Man, I could do 7 and 6 though, because gonna get these 3 together at 6 p.m. Get Kael'thas at 7. I might wake up and see how good Kael'thas is. If he's like really insane, I might do the review at 7 a.m. tomorrow. And then another one at 6. I don't know. You guys don't care about this, but this is the planning I go through every time. Trying to line up where the breaks are for the reviews based on the excitement of the card, you know? It's like, do you do this one at 7? Do you wait till noon? I think I got it wrong today. You know, I don't usually get it too wrong. It was fine. It works out. If this had been a really boring card, I would have been very sad that I launched the review after this card today. But thankfully, it was teasing Rogue Secrets, which made for a nice little title and headline and stuff. Otherwise, I would have been very sad that I waited 4 hours for a boring card, but thankfully not boring, not too boring anyway. Hey, Pro Dandy, thanks the Prime sub. Welcome. That's amazing. How long does it take to do one of these videos? Not usually too long, honestly. It's they're some of the faster turnaround times for videos because they don't demand a lot of editing. Depending on the if the card just comes out, like Ghastly Gravedigger came out and I posted the review like 15 minutes later or whatever, that one I kind of have to do in 1 take. Like I gotta get it right the first time. 2 or 3 4 minutes recording the card, whatever it is, plop it into the cards I pre-recorded earlier. So like this card review came out at 11:17 or something, right? I think it's about 17 minutes after the card. So I got ready at about 10 recorded all of these 5 cards from like 10 to 10:50 or 10:45 or whatever, right? And I think I did a couple takes on these sometimes as it felt necessary, and then plop those into the editing, get those all edited up, ready to go. Then Ghastly Gravedigger gets revealed. I record that really fast, drop it into the pre-edited version here, process the whole file that I then upload to YouTube, and already had the thumbnail ready to go with the Gravedigger ready to pop in next to Zymox. So you get to kind of lead time everything except the final batch of cards. Now tonight, unfortunately, there's going to be like 15 cards. I think they said 14 cards revealed tonight. So it's going to be really hard to do a lead in. I'm going to have to fully record 14 and then edit. So tonight's review will probably be like an hour and a half after the cards come out, because there'll just be so many. But I'm going to pre-record Harvester of Envy at least. So I'll have a 1 card out of 15 head start. Whereas this morning, I had a 5 card out of 6 head start. So it's anyway, let's talk about the new card. We're just talking about YouTube process stuff. Nobody cares about this. I care about this, but that's about it. Yes, we're gonna have some fun with Harvester of Envy for sure, and Gravekeeper. Yes, both disruptive cards getting revealed today. So the Harvester of Envy, this one's a little complicated because it works in a very specific set of ways. So we'll talk through it here. Harvester of Envy, new legendary for priest, 3 mana 4/3. After you play a card copied from the opponent, steal the original. So couple complications to consider here. So the way this works like normally is, let's say you use, I'm going to say Thought Steal because that's the most iconic classic card copying effect that everybody will know. So using Thought Steal as our template, even though currently not actually in standard format, I don't believe. So just Thought Steal. You Thought Steal your opponent's cards, right? Let's say you take, I don't know, an easy use case would be a Flame Imp and a Voidwalker. Classic zoo example. You take a Flame Imp and a Voidwalker from your Warlock opponent, right? If you play a Flame Imp that you took while Harvester of Envy is on board, he has to be on board. Remember, this is a card text effect that exists on board. It's not this game or anything. He has to be alive on board. If you play the Flame Imp that you copied, if your opponent has that Flame Imp in hand, you will take it from their hand and put it in your hand. You will steal the original. Now, you took it from their deck with Thought Steal, so it might still be in their deck, but maybe they drew it by then and it's in their hand. More likely it's still in their deck because Thought Steal took it from their deck. If you play the Flame Imp, you will steal the Flame Imp from their deck. Okay? So you'll have the Flame Imp that you copied on board and a new Flame Imp in hand. Maybe you can play it right away. If the Flame Imp has already been drawn and played, so you copied it from their deck, maybe it's 5 turns later, they drew the Flame Imp, it's sitting on board, the Flame Imp that you copied. If you play Harvester of Envy and then the copied Flame Imp, it will mind control the Flame Imp. This has been confirmed by devs. It will steal it on board because that is the original Flame Imp on board played. You can actually take it from the board and mind control it. So it's not just stealing resources, it is actually sometimes stealing board as well, if it lines up nicely. Now, the complication here is your opponent has 2 Flame Imps. So there could be a scenario where they have the other Flame Imp, because they're running 2 in their deck, right? And they've got the other Flame Imp in hand. You won't take that one, right? It might still be a Flame Imp. They could play that Flame Imp. It's a separate, it's not based on card name. It's each physical card in their deck. So copying one Flame Imp doesn't steal the other one. They're independent objects. So they could still have a Flame Imp that is their own, that is not tied in any way to the Harvester of Envy. And that new Flame Imp, or the second Flame Imp, could be the one on board. And I guess you'd really have no way to know which Flame Imp it is outside of some hand tracking, of course. But in some scenarios, they both could have been drawn later. And you could think you're going to steal a Flame Imp that's on board, because it's like, oh, hey, I copied a Flame Imp. That's a Flame Imp on board. I'm going to play Harvester of Envy and steal their Flame Imp. But it might not, because it might be the other Flame Imp. It doesn't care about card names. It cares specifically about card objects, object IDs in Hearthstone, tied to the individual card. So Deck Tracker might know, but I don't know. They would both still read as I don't know that. I mean, if Deck Tracker looked up the object ID of the Flame Imp in your hand, they could probably flag it and tell you yes. But based on normal information, you wouldn't know. And typically, Deck Tracker won't give you information that is not obtainable normally. They kind of try to avoid that. So, now that said, like with legendaries, for instance, right, there's only one legendary in their deck. So if you copy a legendary card and then you play the legendary with Harvester of Envy, you know you're going to get that one copy of their legendary that you copied, right? Now, of course, there's a chance that it already plays and dies before you get the Harvester of Envy out, and then it'll do nothing because the opponent has already played that minion. It's already dead. You can't steal something that has already been destroyed. So there are certainly some whiff cases in that scenario. Now, there were some other specifics. I think I covered most of the crazy interactions there. I kind of need to just like take that and put it into my card review because it's really hard to explain this effectively over and over again. I don't know. I think I covered most of the most obvious questions. Can you steal Warrior's Remornia as a weapon? I think so, yeah. The way they talk about Remornia is it retains the same IDs. So I suspect you would, if you copied Remornia as a minion while it was in their deck, they played it, it transformed into a weapon. I bet if you played Remornia alongside Envy, you would steal the weapon, yeah. Because the minion remembers everything else. I'm imagining it has the same sort of ID attached to it. I can't confirm that 100%, but my instincts based on how they've talked about Remornia is that you would steal the weapon Remornia even though you copied a minion Remornia. Just because it retains every kind of enchantment and stuff. Secrets. Oh, that's a good question. Yes, secrets and objectives and sigils. If you steal those, they will be they'll fizzle because it, like for instance, if you steal a secret and you play the secret, you play a counter spell that you copied, and then you attempt to steal your opponent's counter spell that's in play, I guess it will remove their counter spell. Well, that can't exist. Counterspell's not an example because counterspell would counterspell the counterspell. Mirror entity, let's say mirror entity because it's an easier example to talk through. Like, if you copy a mirror entity, you put the mirror entity to play, and your opponent also has a mirror entity. In that case, you'd have to have played an envy that would occupy the entity. Okay, I don't know. Explosive trap. Let's change classes. If you copy an explosive trap from a hunter, they have an explosive trap in play. You have Envy on board, you play your explosive trap that's the same one that you copied, if that's what's in play for them, because there could be two distinct ones. You will attempt to steal their explosive trap, which will take it, but you won't be able to equip the explosive trap because you already have one. You can't have duplicate secrets. So it'll fizzle on your end, but it should steal the secret away from them. So they will no longer have an explosive trap. You will have one explosive trap. There's no like two explosive traps or anything where you do it. Now, if the explosive trap's still in their deck or hand, of course, you'll just steal the card in hand. Same for objectives and sigils, all of which can't be doubled up on heroes. So okay, those are like the weird edge cases I don't think will be all that common. So as far as actual playability is concerned, I think this is gonna be too awkward. It's all that story, all of that just to say this is too awkward. Oh, Nox, by the way, thanks for the 49 months. That's insane. Actually a crazy sub. Rudy 6 the 100 bits. Yes, that's right. Yeah, quest lines. Well, this was asked on Twitter. I guess I never actually saw the question, but I believe based on the way everything else has been described, if you copy their quest, like you use a card to copy something in their hand, Mind Vision, right? You copy their quest line, and then they play their quest line, then you play Envy and quest line on turn 4 together. You will attempt to steal their quest line. You'll already have one equipped, so it will indeed take theirs, destroy it. You won't get two because you can't get duplicate quest lines, so much like secrets. I think it should be able to destroy their quest. There is a question perhaps if it's in a different phase of a quest line. There's also normal quests which don't phase, which would work, I think, as expected. Maybe it's in a different phase, it wouldn't, but I think it still would based on the way all these other things are working. So you could actually take an active quest away from your opponent if you're able to copy it in hand before they play it, which is, that's kind of the hard part, is mind visioning their quest or whatever on turn 1. You kind of have to get a little lucky, but you could indeed steal it. So again, another good edge case to talk through. My God, there's so many. I think it's going to be terrible. I do not think it's a sleeper 5-star card. No, a lot of people are actually saying it's going to be a great card. I think if anything, it's going to be a sleeper 2-star card, in my estimation. So the reason for that is, number one, copy effects as they currently exist are really random. You get just kind of jank, garbage stuff, that's not really that important to take. You'll very occasionally hit like an awesome legendary or combo piece, and that would feel really good. But even then, it's kind of hard to get that all to happen because you have to also play Envy and the card together. Remember, this is not a long-term effect. Envy has to be on board, and usually that means you have to do it all in one turn. So if you take something too expensive, number one, like if you copy something like an 8-drop, it's going to be almost impossible to get rid of it with Envy, right? Because it's going to take 11 mana in a single turn to do that. You're going to have to keep it alive for multiple turns or discount or something. And then even something that's like, a 5-drop, it's like, okay, I'm waiting until turn 8 to potentially destroy this 5-drop. Will it have already been played? Will it have already been drawn and played by then, right? There's always the risk that it's gone by then. Then the risk that you hit something really bad. I just think it's going to be really awkward and very costly to get this effect in action. And then it's only really going to pay off maybe like, 1 in 10 times or something. How often is this actually going to disrupt your opponent versus just sitting in hand totally dead? Not to mention you have to run all these copy cards too. So you're actually committing cards specifically to support this card, which I think will still be pretty awkward and bad. So you're kind of compromising your deck strength a little bit to enable a card that I'm not even sure is going to be that useful. Now, on top of all of that, there is some logic here that if this card were good, it would be one of the most hated cards ever. Because like an opponent stealing your cards feels terrible, right? It's even probably worse than Ticketus or something where it's like, oh, my cards got destroyed. Not only did I lose my card, my opponent is using it against me. I think it would be one of the most feel-bad cards ever printed in Hearthstone. And as a result of that, I doubt Blizzard would ever make it good. I don't think they would want that sort of card to be really good. I think they would want it to exist in more of a meme, super fringe meta status, as opposed to being really powerful, right? So when I compare this to something like Elucia of old, right? Elucia gave you your opponent's cards immediately. It gave you a bunch of them. You got to use them right away. It didn't demand any setup. It worked independently, right? And Elucia at 3 mana was an insane card. Was she actually at 2 mana first? I can't even remember now. Elucia went through a couple iterations there, so I don't even remember, but Elucia did all of the things this card does in a lot of ways much, much better, right? And it left your opponent in a weird spot because they had empty hands very often too when you played Elucia. So, this card is like a slower, less immediate, less impactful, more conditional version of something like Mindrender Elucia, right? And of course, Lucia was very good, brokenly good. So, not being as good of Lucia is not a condemnation in its own right, but I think it's just a lot worse than something like Lucia. Much more awkward, much slower, and it would demand the sort of card like Lucia to feel worthwhile and feel good. So, to me, I think it's just going to be super awkward. I don't know. It just seems like it demands too much support. I'm sure we'll see more copy cards. If those copy cards do something that is like really specific, say like copy a card from your opponent and reduce its cost by 2 or something, right? Then what might happen is you have a little bit more mana to play with for Envy. So like, if they have a 5-drop like we talked about earlier, maybe it doesn't suddenly take 8 mana, maybe it only takes 6 mana to do that, right? Or maybe it even says like copy a card from your opponent. It's free this turn or something. And then you can kind of squeeze it in with Envy all at once and kind of create a blow up turn. There are ways to print copy style effects that would better enable Envy than what we currently have, which are kind of straight up mana costs. They don't feel They don't feel very efficient. Or maybe even something that like it's really specific in what it copies. Copy your opponent's highest spell or highest minion so that you're able to target specific things that you're copying as opposed to just totally random stuff. That could increase the consistency as a disruptor, so you're able to find exactly what you're looking for as opposed to random stuff. So I don't know. It's just you know, I don't know. So in a lot of ways, this card is kind of the same sort of effect, right? It's all about taking an opponent's card and making it hard for them to use. This one just puts it into their deck, so it's you know, they get it back eventually, but in many cases, shuffling it away will remove it until the game ends. You know, like the game will end before they draw it in a lot of games. So effectively, it kind of steals it, right? It makes it go away for at least a little while, often long enough. And with this one, you get to pick which one it is, and it's one that's in hand, so you know you're getting card advantage. With this, with the Harvester of Envy, you're often going to get cards in deck and remove cards in deck that they might never have drawn anyway. That's actually another downside for this. Is like, okay, their Flame Imp, for lack of a better example, if we go back to Flame Imp, their Flame Imp was their 29th card in deck. Okay, I stole the 29th card in their deck. They were never going to get that card anyway, right? Like, okay, maybe some dredge, sure, but the 25th card, or whatever it is, right? Sometimes you'll steal things they never would have had access to anyway, and it will feel like you just got some resource generation as opposed to any sort of actual steal. And as a resource generator, I think you have to acknowledge this looks very inefficient, right? You're going to get the resource anyway from the copy, so this is not some magical incremental increase in resources that's really, really worth it. So all in all, I just, it just seems really awkward. Like, it just seems like most of the time the result is going to be mediocre at best. There will be that 1 in 20 game where you do something insane with it, and that's going to make it worth for videos and stuff for me. Like, we're obviously going to try this. We're going to fork our opponents. For sure. Like, I'm not using this as a fun condemnation, just a competitiveness. I think it's just going to be really tough. So what do you guys think about the relic cards? I had a really tough time with these. This can go two ways in my brain, really. I think there is a big part of me, and this is the side I kind of went with in my review, that says, like, well, this does a lot, but it's not particularly decisive in what it does. In other words, you know, you look at like Jace, right? I use Shutterwalk as an example as well, which isn't quite as direct, but still, I think, sort of fitting. In other words, you've got cards in Hearthstone that are these late game follow-up bombs that are empowered throughout the course of the game via the things that you play. Shutterwalk, of course. Battle cries infuse your Shutterwalk with tons of power. Infuse is a bad word. Can't say that anymore. They juice up your Shutterwalk, right? And Jace in Demon Hunter right now, like, fell spells juice up your Jace, and then you dump your Shutterwalk, you dump your Jace, and it's like, oh my god, I just won the game. Like, it's just too much for my opponent to deal with, right? Shutterwalk would do that with like damage in the old days with Life Drinker. Jace does that with like crazy attack damage. Zymox, you do that, you juice up your Zymox throughout the game, and he doesn't actually win the game. He swings the game, definitely, like a great swing turn almost always. Like, you're gonna get some big fleeting spirits, some 8/8, some 10/10s, whatever. You're gonna get some cards drawn really effectively. You're gonna get some damage to clear a couple of opponents' minions. So, you know, you get a good swing turn for sure, but I don't know that it has that sort of finality that you need these cards to have. It's just kind of like moving you into the next turn, you know? It's like, okay, I had a great turn, but I didn't quite win, you know? And it's like, well, okay, the opponent played a Gigafin, and I'm back where I started, you know? I guess I have a couple discounted cards in hand. Or maybe I played those right away and I got them Gigafinned. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have that game-ending potential, I don't think. It's pseudo game-ending, because if it's swingy enough, it might win some games, obviously, right? And you can actually probably play your Zymox earlier than turn 8, and sometimes if you discount him with a dimension, so maybe a turn 5 Zymox is really swingy enough to win, those sort of things, but you also haven't had as much time to juice him up if you play him earlier. So, you know, it doesn't seem to have that, like, punch that a lot of these other style of cards have. That said, you know, there's another way to look at this, which is sort of the Jade Idol direction, where it's like, I'm just gonna make my stuff so crazy over the course of the game that it will eventually grind you out. And whether it's Zymox or the 12/12 fleeting spirits that I summon later and I get 4 of them because of the location, eventually I'm gonna just grind you out on the sheer size of all the stuff I'm doing, right? Kind of the Jade Idol plan. Like Jade Idol just like, okay, eventually they're not going to be able to remove the 12/12, the 13/13, etc. This has those kind of vibes where it eventually just overwhelms. I don't think that fits modern Hearthstone quite as effectively, though. I think other decks and game plans win too reliably by then, particularly with something like Questline Priest. You don't have forever these days. Like, you know, if that kind of deck were to become popular, Questline Priest would go, yeah, sorry, man, you can't just grind me out forever. I'm gonna win the game with a shard here before too long. So how quickly does it do that? How swingy is it? You know, I think it's going to take a little too long to spin up. I think you have some real downturns here with the like early relics juicing up the future relics, and it takes 3 or 4 to get the relics in a really good spot, I think. And by then, you know, hyper aggro decks may have just overwhelmed you and overcome you. You can probably put in some control Demon Hunter support alongside this, removal, I-beams, that sort of stuff to buy time, but I just don't know. I don't know. It just, and then you got like this infused check too, so you probably got to run more minions than just the fleeting spirits. You got to run some tokens or something. It takes a lot to get this in a spot where I think it's super compelling. That said, I can also envision those worlds where you have the location that's double activating these spells, and it's like, man, they played. I was kind of thinking this was 2 mana, but it's 3 mana actually. They played a Relic Vault, and then they, you know, summoned 4 7/7s, you know, on turn. Well, I don't know. I wanted to say like turn 5, but I don't think it'll ever happen by turn 5. If you're spending this much mana on the vault, you're spending this much on each of the things. Like 7/7s takes a while. That's still. I guess you never summoned 4 anyway. It would increase itself as you go. What is happening here? This is like totally bugged out. That's weird. So you'd get like 6/6s and 7/7s, whatever. I'm assuming that's the way it works because the first cast would improve the second cast. So, you know, I could also see that it's like, man, they're just making so much stuff and I can't keep up. And they keep removing my board for 2 mana with Extinction, right? I can see that. But I vouched, or I kind of went out on a limb and said it's going to be 2-star package, 3-star package, somewhere in the middle there, kind of 2.5 stars. Really, in other words, I think it'll be like a complimentary package in like a fringe Demon Hunter list. You know, it'll be a tier 3 list, and this is just a part of what the deck wants to do, not like the main driving force. But I don't know. I could also just see like, oh my god, they keep making 6/6s, 7/7s, 8/8s, that Jade Idol line. So we'll see. We'll see. That's a tough one. That's one of those cards that feels really split down the middle to me. Okay. It's really nice, by the way, having an outlet to talk about cards. Like, what did we just spend? Like maybe 10 minutes talking about one card? You know, or 15 minutes talking about the priest card. It's really nice. Sometimes I feel like in card reviews I have to like stuff in as much information as I can, as quickly as I can, and really sort of truncate the analysis in a lot of ways, even though they're like 3 or 4 minutes, which is longer than most people's reviews, to be fair. Most people say looks good, a lot of tempo. That's, you know, this is a high tempo card, looks good, and that's the analysis. And it's like, oh crap, man, I went on for 4 minutes. I didn't feel like I said everything, but it's nice to have like the stretch there, like to really run out use cases and contexts and comparisons, you know. Relics are just for Demon Hunter, yeah. Colby Wan, man, thanks for the 4 months. Yeah, so promotion, I think it's okay. Looks good. I mean, it's really efficient. The back of my brain is always like, oh, there's not enough value in this card. It's gonna gas out too quick, you know, like, man, I want my games to go to turn 10, but it's fast enough that this is the kind of thing that fuels the Silverhand Recruit package to be aggressive and keep up early with faster, crazier decks out there. So I think currently this is probably pretty important to that style of play. There is that concern that Silverhand Recruits with like the Carriel questline buffs to Silverhand Recruits, it's kind of a longer term game plan. Like even if you get your Carriel down on turn 5, you know, you're not, which is like ASAP, you're not really, you know, it takes a few turns to realize the value of that Carriel sometimes. Like sure, if you had a few recruits left on board, it works immediately, but often it takes more hero power presses and you kind of got to grind people out a little bit. And this doesn't feel like a grindy sort of card. This feels more like a I'm trying to end the game kind of card. So that makes me a little nervous, but you got to have 1-mana cards to support that deck anyway. So this might just be a way to like, okay, I killed your 3/3 with my Silverhand Recruit and that's fine. You know, that's all I needed out of it, just to keep up early. Hey, JK Jace, oh my god, 10 gifted subs. Grats to Grin Villain, Gallius, Shercon, RX Nebula, and DG Sonic, A Misty, Dragoner, Honey Dripper, and Box of Rage. Box of Rage. Box of Rage. There's some Box of Rage happening in chat right now. I don't want to intervene though. All right. There's a lot of rage on the internet, I've noticed. I've started I've started replying with matched tones on YouTube, and it's working excellently. Like if somebody, I don't know what it was. Like oh yeah, it was a custom card review. Some guy said, "I can't believe you didn't mention blah 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 blah." And I said, I can't believe you don't know that this mechanic exists in Hearthstone that nullifies your question. Like it really helps to come back at people with their own tone and make them kind of realize like, oh man, my tone was kind of harsh. So it makes it seem like I'm harsh, but I'm just matching the tone. It's always nice. I talk about mean YouTube comments too much. They consume my soul, so. Not really. I just have fun memeing on people. Yeah, let's play some duels. I think we talked about the new cards. No, JKJ's great timing, man. Thank you. That's awesome, man. Have a good day, JKJ. Thanks for the gifted sub bomb and run. That's all right with me. I hope you have a good one though. Can't hear the game. Yeah, probably doesn't work well IRL. That's true. Yeah, it's a good way to get in a fight. I don't know. I don't ever interact with anybody IRL really, except my wife, honestly, and occasional restaurant patrons and such. But ugh. You happen to know the pre-release streaming schedule already? I think there's 3 crafting on the 21st. I'm trusting that there will be a pre-release on the 29th. That's usually the weekend before the expansion, so a pre-release stream on the 29th might happen. Guys at the movie theater, yes, yeah, that's true, yeah, movie theater, yeah. Sometimes like food truck events and stuff, the only time I talk to people. Regis reacts to YouTube comments when. I've thought about doing that, like spotlighting both dumb and intelligent YouTube comments, but I've never gotten to it. I've also thought about doing like spotlighting crazy Hearthstone reviews. It's really fun looking at all the crazy reviews out there. People will say like the most absurd reasons for the game for the game being bad. There's like they'll take like the worst card and they'll be like, this card is totally broken. I hate it. It beat me and it's stupid and the game sucks. It'll be like something totally random, like Blood Mage Thalnos, because they got like a Blood Mage Thalnos AoE that lined up perfectly, and they'll go, that Blood Mage Thalnos is the most broken card. How can they print this? I'm deleting this game immediately. 0 stars. It's so funny. Spikes, I don't know, I said thanks to the 19 months, but thank you. I'm glad Twitch Prime's working for you. That's always fun. Oh yeah, we were gonna do a dredge deck, guys. We were gonna do a dredge deck. What's the best way to do a dredge deck? Promote's always kind of safe. We could draw neutral minions for dredge. Is that probably the trying to think about neutral dredge minions. What's the best way to go, right? We'll do Sir Finley, dredge. I wanted to get that dredge passive you guys were talking about. Warrior has quite a few dredge cards. We could do warrior maybe. We did do an Abyssal Curse Drekthar at one point, I think. Yeah, we did a Abyssal Curse Drekthar. Yeah, warrior seems like the class to go to for dredge for sure. But what hero power do we take? Don't worry, it's derp. It was a while ago. I feel like I don't know. We'll probably do it again. Don't worry. I want curse to work. Neutral dredge that's 3 or less is really just Tuskar Trawler. That's not the way to go for spells. We could get From the Depths a little more reliably if we go for spells. War Master's Frenzy does not seem particularly useful for dredge. You know, Paladin's not bad for dredge either, guys. Paladin has the 2-drop that's pretty good, the Mech, and Leviathan, which is a good dredge card. Now that said, I think From the Depths is probably a little better. Plus, Warrior got the Lava Gorger as well in the mini set. I would say probably spells is the way to go if we do this, though, because there's also if we take the Warrior card, it's really good still. Got nerfed, right? But I think it's still really good. Druid is decent for dredge as well with aquatic form, but that's the only one they have. And I want to pump as much dredge as I can into the list for the sake of the treasure, hopefully. The passive. I want to get the dredge passive. I honestly don't even know how it works. It's been so long since I revealed or reviewed that. Yeah, after you dredge, draw a card and shuffle your deck. Okay. So it's really just kind of a card draw card more than anything. Doesn't actually seem that good in hindsight, but that's okay. We'll try it out. That's all right. We'll figure it out. It's still probably pretty good with From the Depths. So, okay. We got to figure out the best way to support this too, right? Yeah, so that's it, dude. It's kind of, I was surprised just now looking at the website too. There were only 21 dredge cards in standard format. It's less than you would think, right? Like it was a whole expansion mechanic and stuff. But and that's what the mini set included, right? There aren't as many as you might expect. I guess that is about, what, like a 1/7 of cards almost? 6.5 of cards. Okay, so that's every dredge card. We can do Finley and Phelan. Anything else that does like bottom of the deck shenanigans? Oh, well, Sunken cards, yeah. I guess that's kind of part of the dredge package, so maybe Sunken makes sense, actually. Why do these show up when I do Sunken? Why are some of these... Oh. Is it just capturing the expansion? Sunken City? Huh. That's weird. You wouldn't expect that, I wouldn't think. Yeah, I gotta say, Warrior doesn't really have the best Sunken cards. I don't know. Maybe we should have thought about that more. I'm not convinced these are the best Sunken cards. Ugh. Well. Okay. Now we gotta figure out what's next. This is probably the most powerful card in our deck still, so some good stuff here is probably nice, right? Like, if we think about Control Warrior, it was always Rokara getting grabbed. It's we got Valor's Display, which is really good. Any other really big things? Tidal Revenant has been played. Maybe like a Rattlegore? Like a discounted Rattlegore? Let's think about what our deck actually is right now first, right? We're kind of tempo-y, but not really. Kind of mid-rangey. Just kind of playing good stuff. Yeah, kind of mid-rangey good stuff. Rattlegore is not insane in that regard, but it's a 6-mana Rattlegore really even that good of a play in duels? Not convinced it's amazing. Go Colossal with the Forgotten Depths passive? Which Forgotten Depths passive? What's that? You mean the Dredge passage? Edge of Dredge? What's Forgotten Depths? I don't know what that... I guess I don't know what that is. The Colossal one. Hey, thanks SSJ Lieutenant Dan. Super Saiyan Lieutenant Dan is one of my favorite names on Twitch, by the way. The tier 1 Colossal passive. Okay, I don't know what that's called. It's not from the depths, apparently. Or maybe it is. Hold up. I don't know. I looked at the wrong thing. Oh, Forgotten Depths. Oh, yeah. Okay, I see it. I searched the wrong thing. Yeah, can I get this and Edge of Dredge? Or are they both tier 1? Can I do this? Can I do both? I don't know if they're both. Oh, is it still broken? Oh. Okay, well, we don't want that then. Sorry for the confusion. All right, so I think we need still some early to mid game stuff here. I mean, we could do something like this and just go all in on Colossals. Seems very like this is just the uber Sunken City. Like I don't want too many spells though, because I want the spells to hit like from the depths, right? I want the spells to hit the best cards, which are currently Valorous Display and From the Depths. I don't think Clash is one of my best spells to hit from our hero power. That's one thing we need to keep in mind. Is any of just really good spells off our hero power? Play Phelan, he's there. I think those are the best spells we want. We could maybe do like a Brawl. Brawl is not as good though to hit, I don't think. Nelly is not good anymore. I don't know if we need to be a little bit more control oriented or not. Could run like a Neptulon. How are we going to end games? Are we going to win via control? Or are we going to win via armor gain? Don't really have a lot of armor gain other than Gorger and Volcara, but that's a little, I guess. Everybody's saying Man-Crick is kind of a cool idea, I guess. Sure. I needed a 3. He's kind of about deck manipulation and stuff. That's fine with me. Bran actually any good for us? Yeah, we could do a Bran maybe. A lot of these battle cries are dredged. Let's do a Bran. That sounds fun. I don't know if we've actually got any super powered stuff for Bran, but whoa, not you. Queen? I don't have a lot of spells for Queen is the issue. I'm worried we would strand the Queen pretty often. Could do at least the Trailblazer and get the pack immediately. It's not good, but with our hero power, right? Shuffling good spells in our deck kind of makes sense. Same story as Man-Crick, right? It's the enemy deck, unfortunately. Huh, what about a remote controlled golem to hit the spells and summon 2/1s? I mean, it's not the craziest idea, right? It kind of makes sense, I think. Do we want this Elise? No, I don't like this Elise enough. Can you believe this card exists, by the way? Shuffle an Ancient Curse into your deck. This card had a dramatic downside. That is so, like, the 7/4 was supposed to be so good that they had to give it a crazy downside. That's insane to me. Queen is good with my hero power. I mean, sort of, but I don't have a lot of spells is the problem. Not the greatest, just rolls a card. The golem? Well, it draws a card and summons a mech. I mean, that's pretty good. A free 2/1 and summon a draw a card, right? Don't have that many spells anyway. Are we gonna try to avoid spells a lot, or are we gonna take spells is the question, I think, if we want to take Ashara or not. If we take a lot of spells, Ashara gets better over time. I don't think I want to take free for 2 mana. Well, yeah, but that's already the cost of the hero power anyway, so like you're really saying, okay, if I would have drawn a normal spell, it would be a 1 mana discounted, so I'm getting the 2/1 for 1 mana in essence and still drawing the card. And like essentially I'm gonna run out of the spells at some point, right? Like if we still need to find from the depths, we don't have to play the golem. If we have played stuff, a golem gives us a way to cycle cards and get a 2/1. Yeah, imagine, yeah, it's kind of like a life tap that instead of dealing 2 damage to you, summons a 2/1. You know, like I don't think that's bad, is it? I mean, it's again, kind of the same question for this was with Ashara. If I get more spells, like, yes, I would agree this becomes less useful because I'd rather hit good spells than hit 2/1 golems probably. So I don't know. Are we gonna draft a lot of spells? I think I don't want to draft a lot of spells. I think I want to keep a pretty tight spell package. So if I can draft a lot of minions, I won't want Ashara, and I will want something like that 4-drop because I'll need ways to ensure the hero power remains good over time without diluting my pool too much. Not even sure really the Anguro pack is a particularly good spell to draw, but same logic kind of applies. I'm just gonna grab some big stuff, guys. I'm just gonna grab some big cards, something maybe in the like 6 mana range. Something that's kind of like, you know, if we play like hero power 2, hit from the depths for turn 3 because it's been discounted by 1. Turn 4, you know, would be the kind of spot. So maybe like a 7-drop is actually the best break point for the kind of most aggressive version of our curve here. For like the ideal version of our curve, 7 seems like the key spot for us. So what are some good 7s maybe? Really good 7 mana plays. Botana's kind of okay. I mean, Lothar, it does fit the bill, I guess. I was actually looking, yeah, I was looking more at Keymaster, I think. I think a Ragnaros isn't even that crazy. I mean, we could take a bigger card too. It's still gonna be playable. Especially something that maybe gets discounted nicely, like a Localar. Sort of just want to take Colossals though, to be honest with you. Yeah, Onyxia is probably honestly a good pick. Just to give us some reactivity, especially if we're not going to run the Brawl. Maybe an Epsilon is in the same vein, but a little greedy to have both. I don't know. Is Edge of Dredge really going to be good, guys? Like, we're just going to have so much card draw, but with this expensive of a deck, I don't know that we're going to be able to turn that card draw into stuff very reliably. You know, like, if we get Edge of Dredge, actually, we're going to draw so many cards off that. And then, how does Edge of Dredge work again? I got to read it one more time. Oh, it's only after I dredge. Okay, so that's not that often. Okay, that's fine. All right, whatever. Let's do it. Let's try it. I don't care. Just want to get a passive I've never gotten before.
Corner now for the Frostwolf Clan.
Alrighty. Oh, that's a fat hand. All right. Fat Hand Hearthstone. That's a good name, actually. Could be like a good podcast name or something. The Fat Hand. Yeah, we won't hit it. It's fine. It's why we try, right? Oh, that looked weird. They clicked that either so fast or I don't know. Looks strange though. We've never actually hit a passive we wanted to hit. Come on. We don't manipulate buckets enough for that. Fat Hand was my nickname in high school. Yeah, mine was Shorty. Do you have an opinion on cards being designed in packages in a way that decks build themselves? Yeah, I actually kind of ranted on that a little bit yesterday. I don't know if I can muster the energy to do it again. So maybe I'll point you to yesterday's stream. I don't know where it was in the stream, but probably somewhere in the first 30-40 minutes, I'd guess. But yeah, we talked about it a lot. It has downsides for players like me that are pretty notable. Like, I have a harder time experimenting with cool, weird stuff because it's harder to escape the bounds of pre-designed decks. But I think it would be false to say that it doesn't have some advantages as well from a design standpoint. So it's one of those things where just depends maybe on the player whether it's a good thing or a bad thing.
Easy there.
So I kind of hate it personally, but I'll acknowledge it's not always the worst. Currently always hit From the Depths. It's 3 mana. I can't play it this turn. Could also Finley into a From the Depths. Still can't play it this turn. Maybe we just do this for now. I think we can take this one a little long since we've got Rokara, right? Next turn we can play From the Depths. Oh god.
Ain't much, but it's
Oh no.
work.
Oh god. Oh no. Oh. Okay. Well, that made our life a little easier, perhaps. Yeah, man, I don't know. Could still play an Elise and get these, I guess. If I put Elise on the top, put Elise on the top, coin a Finley, play the 0 mana cards maybe to catch up on board right now. Perhaps I should have attacked first, huh? Hindsight. I don't know though. I don't really want the weapon that badly. Yeah. Let's get some 0 mana cards. Kind of hate putting the Rokara back, but we're falling behind pretty dramatically here. I don't know how scary this deck is on game 1 yet, though. I haven't really played a lot of these on game 1, you know? All right, what were my... Oh, nice, dude. That's really nice. Let's get Rokara back. Yeah, I like that a little. Oh, crap. Nope, Rokara second. Just kidding. Let's take Olgra. Yeah, okay, nice. Just kidding again. Go face now. We're swarming now, right? We've got really cheap stuff in hand. We're on the fast track now to kill them. Oh yeah, Mankrik shuffled. Shoot. Mankrik, dude, why you screw me over, Mankrik? I don't know what's next then. We don't know. It's a mystery. Rokara is not actually on top, right? No, I played Mankrik first. This is not right. Unless I got my order wrong. I played Mankrik and then I played this, then I played in this order, right? Oh god, I don't know. Let's just find out where we're at. Surprise me deck. Huh. Was that just a coincidence that Rokara is back on top? Did I play Mankrik first? For some reason I thought I played... I don't know. Too far gone now. I don't know. Maybe I did it right. Or maybe that was just coincidence. I thought I played Obsidian, then Mankrik, which messed up the Rokara order. Is what I thought. I dredged it with Obsidian Sith and then dredged again. Yeah, but I played Mankrik in the middle, I thought.
try to keep yourselves alive.
Maybe I didn't play Mankrik in the middle. I don't know. Maybe that's the thing I missed. Mankrik didn't shuffle? He should though, right? This is a nice on-curve play, but I don't really need to kill that just yet. It's not that scary. Kind of contest my Elise though. I have no spells in deck. I don't know. Somebody have a replay maybe? I thought I played Mankrik in the middle, which should have shuffled. Maybe it shuffled and I just happened to get Elise right away. I mean, Rokara. I mean, it's possible. I'm almost certain Mankrik shuffles though. So we stay on curve here. 2 straight weapon turns. These are really expensive. Elise into pack. I mean, I'm unlikely to get anything really useful remaining in the. If it's small, then this guy kind of contests it anyway. They're kind of out of minions, I guess. Let's just go. Let's just get a really good weapon.
Time runs low.
So much for the good weapon plan, huh? I mean, this is a high damage weapon at least, I guess. Yeah, I'm gonna hit. We've got the Rokara, right? This is like 15 damage over 3 turns, so maybe it helps us get there. Especially if they get a boar going some point, having a weapon equipped is a good counter to that. Maybe just kill them as they try to kill me. Although it's not going to take them much to try to kill me from here, to be honest, with 16. So maybe that's not the best plan. How many boars are we at? 3, 4. Okay. Bran at least is kind of fun, but I feel like Rokara face hit, ping this next turn is just going to be better. Let's hit face and instead of kill the minion, right? It's more damage output. The only issue with this line currently is I don't actually have a lethal setup. You know, I'm kind of... Oh, I'm also at 26. That's much better against the weapon. I really have the lethal setup here.
Hungry, aren't you?
Oh, I'm not gonna be able to hero power that because of the stupid objective, am I? It's going to 1. I mean, I can, but... Oh! Oh, no. Nice. Thank you, Warsong Wrangler. Actually clutch. Thank you. That's really nice of you. Appreciate that. So that's number 5. This is 6. They still would need to kill more than this. We've got the Sunken Trident in there somewhere. Sunken Sentinel also really good. Wish I had a Phelan too, though. Could do this and get some Elise packs. I don't know that the Elise packs are that interesting is the problem, right? Like, do they really do anything? I think I just play a specialist. Can hit this boar, but do I want to kill it for them? Yeah, because they're gonna kill it anyway if I play a unit, right? So we might as well hit the boar here. I think the packs honestly kind of make my deck worse right now. I don't think the packs help. Let's kill this. They're at 6. I've got a 3-mana weapon here and maybe the trident for lethal next turn, right? Let's take the trident. Oh, I can actually play this too. Oh yeah, that's great. That's even better. No, it's not. That's the wrong order. That's the wrong order. Oh my god, that's the wrong order. That's the wrong order. Hearthstone's hard, guys. Hearthstone's hard, guys. I'm great. I'm really good at it. But a 5/5 is worth playing for the record. I think we have to play a 5/5 for sure. Okay, that gets them their last board, but is it just too late? Oh, no, it's not. That's really good. Holy crap. That's a problem. Oh, no, it doesn't. They're out of boars. Okay. We clutched it here. That's exactly what I wanted. This is definitely the unit I was looking for. Absolutely not. So they're out of boars, I guess. Do they have ways to make more? Another revive pet? No. Why did you guys make me add all of these shuffle cards, by the way? I hate you guys. I mean, it's just got to be raid boss, right? It's hitting for 7 here does not set me up for a lethal. I mean, I guess Neptulon in a lot of ways is more damage than Onyxia. Do they have a ranker? They already used it. So Yeah, I don't know. Neptune kind of presents more lethal threat, but what is the answer they're likely to have? Maybe a brawl? Yeah, maybe Neptune is a little better. I don't know that it would matter too much. I think it's kind of the same in most cases, but Neptune's way more fun. I know that. Way more fun. It's super cool. He's got giant hands.
That's how it's done.
Okay, that won't do it. Cool.
The others will.
Masterfully executed game plan, by the way. you can't play a game better than that, honestly. That is a... Hey! We got the one that apparently doesn't work. You guys said this doesn't work? I've never been offered this before. I think Nathan's bringing strong enough cards. I don't know yet. It's always really hard to know. We haven't even seen half yet, so let's wait and see. It's somebody said it doesn't work. How does it not work? I don't know. Somebody said it doesn't. I don't know. Somebody said it still doesn't work. I honestly didn't even remember it never working, not working in the first place. So it's still not working was an update to me in multiple ways. Some people are saying it does work, but it's only two cost. In that case, we will definitely take it. We have a lot of dredge, so either way, it's kind of fun regardless. Okay, Corsair Cash is kind of okay for us. We've tried, and Si's not bad. Sealed Answer kind of meh. We do like big cards. That's good for From the Depths, arguably, and we can kind of go long-ish. But we have a lot of Colossals now, technically, that might be bigger, better cards. So I don't know if we need this, but then again, we definitely don't need Pirates. So this adds a spell to the deck that's not a terrible one to draw off of our hero power. I wouldn't say it's a great one, but it's not bad. Getting a Trident or a Trident that's sunken, that's buffed up is pretty cool. Yeah, this is probably the pick. This seems a little overkill with depths in there now. Duels run. Doing new stuff in Duels. Guys, I got such a long card review tonight. I'm like already dreading it. It's always like 14 cards is just like, oh my god. You gotta think about so many things all at once, you know? Oh boy. I gotta hop off here about 30 minutes early before the reveals too, to get the priest card recorded. That one's actually gonna take a couple passes, I think, to really densely contain all the specifics like we talked about earlier on stream. It's really tough. Save it for tomorrow. There's more cards tomorrow. It's never ending. It never stops until July 20th when it stops. we got a week still. Man, that's a lot. It's been a long reveal season. We're already like 11 reviews deep, and not even halfway. They've done a lot more reveal days than normal. Okay, so we have 3 Colossals on the bottom of the deck. We definitely want to hit some cheap dredge, right? We want like Obsidian Smith, maybe a Sir Finley. Get those cheap Colossals on top. I'm going to keep the Corsair Cash so that my hero power is a little bit better. We hit better cards off the hero power when cash is in hand. And it's certainly not too expensive to play anyway. This is a dredge, but it's not one of our cheapest dredges, right? I think I want to look for like From the Depths, Finleys, Obsidians, Tuskars, etc. So let's try that. I don't know if I've ever even seen, not my favorite hand. The Lava Gorger is the same as the other 4-drop, but better. So guess we're in the same or similar spot as before, but I don't know if I've ever even seen anybody play Forgotten Depths against us. I don't remember ever having had to deal with this. Probably save coin, right? Because it's going to be, you guys said it's actually probably 2 less. And that means that it's going to still be 4 mana minimum with the Krakatoa. So we play this on 2, coin a Krakatoa on 3 or something, maybe best case. Whatever. It's fine.
notice.
What do we get? What do we get? What do we get? What do we get?
Do I take?
Oh, no, it's 3 less. You guys were wrong. Oh my God. Somebody said it's 2 less. It's definitely 3. Oh my God, Hydrolodon next turn's got to be the pick, right? Like I'm really enticed by Gaia because I think it's super fun, but Hydrolodon on turn 3 is just insane. Oh my God. That's gross. Did it add the cards? Yeah, I guess there wasn't a lot of fanfare, was there? I didn't notice a big splooge of,
Strictly.
maybe not the best word, but I didn't notice it splooged the cards into the deck at the beginning. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like it didn't they're not there. The cards aren't there, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. Deal with it. Deal with it. All right, you know, could greed the Hydrolodon, try to hit another minion, but I think this is just fine for turn 3. I think we'll take it. It's hard to miss the big splooge at the start of the game, yeah. So Lava Gorger seems insane. We'll probably take Gaia this time because we don't need, I don't think we need Gigafin. We're going to be ahead on board for a bit here. Seems.
This guy's toast.
Oh, okay. Lining up to kill this later, sure. Makes sense to me. I mean, how much damage do I actually have? 14, 16? Is this ever a lethal? No, weapon's too expensive and too small. Wow, really going for it. I mean, I guess I don't actually have room. Well, I'm not playing it anyway. We're just dredging this turn, so that's fine. Let's make sure we play the Lava Gorger before we lock out the board. It's going to be important. Seems like there's going to be an AoE here that wipes out our Hydrolodons, doesn't it? Is there any way for me to play around that? Not really, right? I don't see it. Let's just take Gaia. Chat, you guys are national treasures right now. I love it. I could trade first, but let's just not mess it up here. Gaia from the depths is kind of crazy to discount these again, but let's just get the Gaia ready for next turn. I mean, do I actually just go face? Like, we're getting so close to ending, and Gaia is a lot of pressure and damage again. That's pretty good at reacting to boards, and theoretically this taunt cleans it up. I mean, this sure felt like they were playing towards an AoE, right? So there is a logic I could trade in, and I'd still get everything cleared anyway, right? I think we smork. It's a hunter card. It's not even allowed to trade. Let's just create some pressure outs. This deck actually has quite a few ways to kill people with weapons and stuff anyway. Valorous Display can be a big reset that clears and so on. So, and Gaia again is just a couple damage right off the bat. Okay, Extortion. It's fine. May not actually be an AoE so much as just softening that up for the next line of trades, but I think either way the face damage is still going to pay off, because then that means we might have some 3-1s left over that just end up killing them soon. Well, that's kind of a cool little guy. Gaia will help us murder that though.
Who wants to scrap with me?
Okay, I need them to trade at least a little here. Give me some board space, you know? I think we got lethal here, that looks like. Gaia's gonna be so insanely perfect here. Oh! That's too much to play right now though, right? Alrighty. Thank you, Gaia. Dude, this went like so perfectly. Crazy. That is a strong, that felt good and fun, by the way, too. That was really fun. Holy crap. I'm glad we got this instead of Edge of Dredge. Edge of Dredge sounds garbage compared to this. This was insane. Okay. Hunter's Insight's cool because we have a lot of expensive cards, right? Sometimes expensive cards aren't actually the best for it. Sometimes it's those kind of mid-rangey cards where you want to play multiples in a turn. But either way, we have a lot of like 3s and 4s and 5s as well. So Feels like Insight's going to be best. Party Portal, we don't have the spells for. Presence, we have plenty of ways to draw cards, so seems obvious. Yeah, this is perfect. Yeah, Obsidian Smith's cool. We don't really need this. We don't really need this. Forge and Flame, I mean, that's fine. Trident's fine. Yeah, okay. This is a spell, but I don't think it's a terrible one if we get it off our hero power. And these obviously also have worse spells and more spells, so it's not really the calculation this turn. Zolkaiser, dude, thanks to the crazy sub, by the way. I missed that 60 minutes ago. My God, sorry. What kind of duels is this? This is Dredge Duels. Juju, thanks to the 12 months. Or, no, excuse me, 12 minutes ago with 1 month. Thank you, Juju, for the prime sub either way. I know how to read. That's why I'm so good at card games. Excellent at card games. Okay, Specialist is a dredge card, but do we want to try to hit a better one? Yeah, let's. I think we have enough that we can afford to be a little greedy here in the mulligan. Cash I kept last time, but I think actually the dredge is just so powerful now. Let's just hard mulligan for dredge. Finley, Smiths, Trawlers, you know, anything I could find. Hopefully we don't totally whiff. We do have quite a heavy hand, but we could keep the Specialist to hedge a little, but I think our likelihood of hitting good dredge is good enough that we don't really hedge much. This is debatable right now with Finley, isn't it? Because you don't really need all the Colossals right away. I think we actually hold the Finley and just play the Smith on 2 to try to find the right Colossal to start. Because otherwise I'm gonna strand my hand out. I'm gonna have no like turn 3 play. So let's wait on the Finley until, you know. Because, you know, if we get 6, 7, we get what, like 4 and 5 mana Colossals. There is a 3 mana Colossal, but again, that's fine. Let's just wait. Little too early, I think. I need stuff to do till the Colossals are cheap enough. 5 is kind of the magic number for a lot of the Colossals. 4 and 5. All right. Man, Ozymat is kind of crazy early in a game, honestly. But 5 mana is a little expensive, right? Just a little expensive. I think 4 is a natural curve fit for me better. Trident into Nelly. I'm less excited about Nelly, of course, than I used to be, but probably still fairly good. It's, you know, 7-11 in stats on turn 4. That's nothing to scoff at. But would I rather wait a turn for the Ozymat, I guess, is the question. I can always get an Ozymat later, but certainly. Let's just take them. Reasonable front half on the body. And then, you know, the Pirates might actually be a pretty good play on 5. Get a couple lower cost Pirates, play them out, you know. Bran is good with Pirates too, for the record. So, do we ever Bran on 3 and hope that it sticks? If I make this face, maybe I'll learn something. I mean, wow. I don't think so with Rocket Backpacks, right? Rocket Backpacks is not a line there. Yeah, we don't do that with Rocket Backpacks. Too risky. I mean, I think there is a chance they don't have a good minion to trade into the Bran on 3, right? Because most things don't have 4 attack, but there are some, and it's just, I don't know. Bran will get value later. If you do this, it's gonna line up really easily into the pirate ship, so there is some logic to ignoring this for now. Maybe just holding this weapon. I don't even think I go face yet. Let's just chill for a turn. I don't really need to tidy this up that much into Nelly. Such an easy trade into the Nelly taunt for us later. Really good one. Nelly taunt should be big enough that it will demand the 2-1 hit it as well with whatever other minion they play. Trident number 2, man. All right, so I think I want some cheaper pirates. Fog Sail's actually pretty good. How does this work now, dude? I haven't even looked at this. They cost 1 less, yeah. So Fog Sail's good. Like, take a little swing on board. We don't need a scamp. Cannoneers actually really good with our weapon. Holy crap. Okay. Captain to support those, maybe. Let's see, that's 2-2-1. Yeah, that would be a nice 5-mana play. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. I think we hold the weapon then, since we have cannoneer and weapon support stuff. Again, same sort of logic here. Now this may not die, right? So it may not actually be a turn 5 play, but we'll try to make it one if we can. Finley right now is gonna have that 5-mana Ozymat and that 7-mana Neptulon. So Finley on 6 into the 7 Neptulon might be a really good time to play that, because I can play the Ozymat immediately and then the Neptulon on 7. So let's see if we can line that up, right? Ooh, it's going for armor gain here. Not gonna kill off our Nelly, unfortunately. Blech. Need a play now then. Tuskar also gets me the Ozymat for next turn. Kind of wishing, I don't know, now I'm just like, well, Brand Tuskar doesn't really feel very good. Don't really need it because I can Finley anyway. Well, I guess I can hold the Finley in that case. I keep the Rokara in hand. There's definitely some value there. So I put Ozymat on top and then Neptulon on second. So I pick Neptulon first, then pick Ozymat, and then I don't really have to Finley, I guess. That way I still develop some board here. Yeah, that's fine. Hero power, I don't know. I don't have anything I'm that excited about off hero power, right? There's nothing that feels that good to play right now. From the Depths is okay, but let's just get more board. This works for me. Like, if we get too shenanigans in the deck, we're sacrificing board, right? So we take Neptulon first, then we take Ozymat. Start unlocking these weapons now, too. I may want to Finley into a weapon later. I like this line because it keeps the Rokara in hand, right? The Rokara is a really valuable asset for us, so Finleying the Rokara away, it takes a little work to get it back with Dredge later. Let's just avoid that if we can and play the Dredge now while still building a really threatening board. 3 mana. Probably something good to kill. The Nelly is my guess. Look at like a death here. What else would you get maybe that's good here? I can't think of anything else coming to mind immediately. I kind of actually need the board to be cleared out a little because of the Ozymat. If I want to play Ozymat, I need space. We'll see. Might be better to play a weapon. Oh, Shadow Madness is insane. Oh my god. Okay, that's cool. I mean, it does leave you with a pretty solid board, I guess, but yeah, this is still Ozymat worthy, I think. So they've got a couple like weapon synergy pirates, basically. That's not too bad for us. Yeah, let's just get an Ozymat down. It's a lot of stats, right? We're probably gonna Rokara, so let's go ahead and use the weapon, right? Hopefully this just kills them soon. I don't know. Might be easy for them to kill the Ozymat. I wouldn't be shocked at all if they killed this with some Rushman in or something, but hopefully we just have a lot of pressure left and that gets us the win before they heal up. Oh. No, we're not. Okay, sure. Shadow Madness is clutch there. So now Sunken Trident is pretty good too, I guess, but I think Rokara is still better. That hero power damage outlet's pretty nice. Could try to draw a couple cards pre-Rokara if the curve lines up for us, just to make sure we have enough resources, right? Because we're a little light on stuff right now. I could, for instance, draw into a well, From the Depths is okay, but not great. None of these really advance us immediately. Hunter's Insight's useless. I don't know, hero power may not really be our best bet. Might just Trident again if that makes more sense somehow, but I doubt it does. What do you hit here? Oh. Okay. That's weird. I don't really want to trade in an Ozymat. That's not weird. It's fine, I guess. I don't know why I think it's weird. I'm not sure what I mean. Yeah, let's actually trade in 2 of these to get the Neptulon in, right? That's fine. We don't have any lethals or anything. That's weird, he says. You weirdo. Okay. We're not too worried about getting value out of these, right? Just want to overwhelm the board if I can. Hopefully no like really clear. There's Psychic Scream. Ah, shoot. Forgot. We got Psychic Scream so many times yesterday, man. But in that case, Rokara lines us up fairly well because we get a ton of damage.
I found a few
But
treasures in my time.
Gosh, dang it, dude. Ugh.
No force.
How much healing are they gonna muster?
Unstoppable.
This is technically a lethal setup, but I don't know, man. They have at least hero power, which means it's not a lethal setup. Ah, crap, dude. It's gonna do druid stuff, aren't they? Or priest stuff. Yeah. Blah. Should have held the Neptulon into 7, I think. 14 to go. There's so many weapons, but it's just always just such a race now against their healing. Oh, that's yet another weapon, huh? All right, let's see what you got, Steel Dancer. Putting them at 7 this turn. Valorous Display could set up a lethal for sure next turn. I don't think I Finley in that case, right?
May I have this dance?
Excuse me? I can't hold the weapon. There's obviously some logic, like if they play a big minion or whatever, it shuts them down, but I can't do it. I think I'm gonna end up playing this next turn. I mean, there is a chance this thing lives and I get a crazy. Well, no, it won't work because this is whatever. So yeah, it'll destroy it. Do we ever equip this preemptively while we have the mana? It's only 5. I probably want to play this always. I don't think so. Oh shoot. Summoning Stone from League of Explorers. Dude, we had some fun with this card, I remember back in the day, but it ain't what I wanted right now. I wanted like I wanted Leroy, right? Give me Leroy, please.
In time.
Oh god. Oh, I hate this so much. Oh god. At least no twig yet. That's some solace. So display can easily get me a 5 attack weapon. Well, not easily, but it's possible to get me a 5 attack weapon with display. You know, but are they gonna heal again, right? That's the other side of this. They can kill this thing, no problem. Okay, they drew a hand. That's hilarious. I haven't seen that before. Just drew only the hands. Oh, Nellie's kind. Oh no, Nellie's not a pain. That's fine. We can get through that for the taunt, no problem. So yeah, we just need a 5 attack weapon. It's so easy. Remember the Sunken Trident doesn't deal 5. The 2 only goes to enemy minions, so we can't like Finley into Trident for lethal. That won't work. But they didn't seem to heal, so that's good news. Oh man. This is not quite any lethal either. The 6 here, if they hadn't played a taunt, like and leaving this alive, obviously we would have been okay. Yeah, Trident only hits this for 5, so that doesn't set us up at all. Yeah, I think it's just display. Shame this destroys our minion, but certainly still gonna be worthwhile. So let's just get a 5 attack weapon. Make this very easy on me, please, game. It's gotta be Woe Cleaver, right? I think I want the minion. Reapers is more damage, but I don't really need that. I just want max stuff. Theoretically, this is enough damage anyway, right? So, well, not my favorite minion, I suppose, but it's an 8/8, so that's kind of cool. Okay. If the 4 damage had made a substantial breakpoint difference, like, you know, if it put them to 2 instead of 3, it might have been worth it to take it over the Woe Cleaver, but I doubt it. The 8/8 still demands a lot of response. Okay, so he's gonna clear the NXT. That's not inherently a problem yet, though. It's really just, are they gonna be able to heal enough? We have 5.
Cast the darkness from your
Oh, I gotta clear it. Oh no, I don't have to clear a taunt. I can just ping. Oh. Okay. Man, they really didn't have any healing? Earthen Scales isn't possible without like an innervate. Wow. Okay. Okay. I can't believe a priest/druid didn't have any healing with 8 or 9 cards in hand. Might have had more hands up there and stuff. I don't know. Oh my god. Okay, well, it's definitely not oops all spells, because I'm assuming that would destroy our colossals, right? And we just, like, yeah, we have some good spells, but 4 is good enough to win the game. Meek Mastery jumps out at me, because we do have some neutral cards, right? We got Tuskars, we got, well, Tuskars actually not good with it, but we got Mancrick, we got Phelan, Specialist, and some of the colossals as well are neutral. Couple neutral colossals might be slightly discounted, but I'm actually a little bit intrigued by Battle Stance as well. I don't want to sleep on Battle Stance necessarily. I feel like an extra 2 damage per turn. I mean, we're not like hyper aggressive. The colossals can certainly feel that way sometimes, but I don't know if that'll make enough difference. I don't think that'll make enough difference. I think it's probably Meek Mastery. That 1 mana can be a big deal sometimes. A cheaper specialist to dredge, you know, that sort of thing. A slightly cheaper Ozymat or Neptulon can make a difference. Yeah, it's not the best, but it's also good to draft swords too. We can target this in drafts pretty well. Sometimes anyway. well, I mean, this is the neutral bucket, I guess. I don't know if it's the one though. It's 3 spells, not my favorites. I mean, I think this is okay. We keep getting a lot of arsenal picks. The Corsair caches are solid with the tridents. Gorehowl's, you know, it's damage, honestly. It's just like 7 burst damage. I think that's okay. Pillager, I mean, it's okay. It's 3 mana, right? That makes it quite a bit better. I think this is probably the pick again. Whelps do get the buff for NXT. Yeah, it should be really nice. And like Ozymat, all the tentacles will too, right? So Ozymat becomes like insane with Meek Mastery. All right, this works. Campbell, thanks to the 5,000. I was gonna text you back about the PUBG thing. I didn't even see that. I didn't know what it was. All right, guys, I'm gonna take a pee break. Do I know why no druid cards are revealed? It's usually just random. They just pick whatever they feel like. I don't think it means anything. Maybe it'll be something super cool. Anyway, I'll be right back. Give me 30 seconds and we'll keep rolling. Alrighty, let's roll. I'm gonna slouch down because my neck is hurting. Okay. Forgot to tell you guys, to combat the insane inflation, gonna demand all of you drop 109 bits to get your message read instead of 100 bits. We're gonna inflation adjust bits by 9%. 109 bits now is the new minimum. This is where someone in the YouTube comments goes, I can't believe it, you've done this, Regis, even though I'm memeing. Stream got too real, yeah. Okay, perfect early dredge. We can keep a Trident too to fill in the gaps to get to the Colossals, so this works out nicely. Rickety, did I miss you? Oh, I did. 18 minutes ago. Oh my god. Sorry, Rickety. You said splooge. Gold Mimburger also subbed 19 minutes ago with 5 months. Thank you, guys. Yeah, you got to get to a 40-month sub now to get heard. It's inflation again. Sorry, guys. I've actually often thought about like inflation as a, so for instance, a lot of jobs will get inflation adjustment raises, right? You get like 3% a year or whatever, which is obviously not enough these days. But I don't have that. You know, for me, it's how do I inflation adjust my income? I think in theory that ad rates will increase as as inflation increases over time. Like YouTube ad rates will probably just naturally creep up as people recognize the value of the dollar, against one another, because it's all a bidding mechanism. So I think actually most of my income would stay fairly inflation adjusted over time. I don't feel the effects immediately. Do we like Z-Log better than Glug? I gotta talk about the game. I think Glug is less scary than Z-Log early, actually. I don't know. What is their hero power? Yeah, this doesn't have their removal hero power, so Glug is kind of scary. But Z-Log is a lot of pressure, and it snowballs so fast. Like, it, you know, if they don't deal with it, it's just an insane amount of damage. I think we'll take Z-Log. Remember, it's not like the Glug is gone forever. We can still get a Glug, right? It's not like it has vanished from our sight forever. It's just, I think the Z-Log earlier snowballs harder. Glug more likely to get sniped off and stuff and not leave behind any value. The 2/2s, I guess, are similarly valuable to the stocks, but a little less. I wish they were all neutral cards, though. That would be nice. Yeah, we're gonna honestly go ahead and smork here. We have a couple weapons in hand. We think we have a high damage output potential next turn, so let's smork away. Oh yeah, Hearthstone packs could be affected by inflation. That's true. Yeah, that's crazy to think about. Do we rip an insight? What is the advantage right now? It's free to play kind of any turn. So maybe we wait till there's something higher cost in hand. Right. Okay. Spicy turn 4. This thing better die, dude. This thing better die. If not, I guess we're getting a ton of damage. No! Oh my god, dude. I thought it was gonna survive. Oh my god, that was scary. Scary. So Horde Pillager gives me another weapon already, right? Really efficiently. Again, Horde Pillager and hero power. Reaper Scythe is theoretically a slightly better weapon in the meantime, but... So Z-Log dies. Pretty good answer, actually. Thankfully, the stocks remain. I gotta figure out if this is a lethal or not. We got 12? Yeah, it's lethal, right?
Treasure? What more can I ask for?
So each dealing 8? Yeah. Each dealing 8. No, that's not the way. That's not what you meant to say. Each dealing 2. Yeah. Wow, dude. That is crazy. Okay, this deck's feeling pretty solid, actually. Man, as long as we can keep the dredge rolling. Not Black Soulstone, right? That always feels so expensive. Canopic Jars, like, yeah, we do have some wideboard Colossal token stuff, but I feel like that's expensive. I think Hyper Blaster's probably the pick here. It's really good with Corsair Cash, actually, getting a buffed Hyper Blaster. It just gives me a little bit of removal, which I don't currently have. Kind of some survivability baked in there, so you don't take damage. Yeah, I think Hyper Blaster's probably my favorite card here. No other real synergies. I mean, this as a treasure is drawable off our hero power, but not that reliably. And frankly, I don't think it's that strong anyway, so I'd just take Hyper Blaster. Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you. Hey, Sane Train Sky, man, thanks for the Prime sub. And Aqua Squash, thanks for the 9 months. Maybe we should use the word Aqua Squash when referring to the Colossals being added to the deck, as opposed to our previous vocabulary choice. They got Aqua Squashed into the deck. Nothing else. No other words. No other words. Grumpier Goat, thanks for the 91 bits. I saw your message earlier, by the way, about needing the stream. I hope all is good. I hope all is well. Hope I can distract you from life for a moment if that's what you need. Sploosh! Sploosh is a good variant too. Yeah, Sploosh sounds a little better. I'll give you that. Sploosh.
This battlefield will be mine. For the Frost
All right.
Wolf Clan.
Yeah, I think we still dig for Dredge early always, right? It's just so insane. Do we keep a Hunter's Insight though? Because I could like Dredge on 2, draw like a 5-cost Colossal, discount it on 3, and then play it like a turn sooner, right? So Insight seems pretty good to cheat out a Colossal early. I do give up the chance to find a Dredge card as the only downside. But I think we have enough to hit it somewhat reliably. It's so far that's been the case anyway. Sir Finley is not a dredge card, but he's close. From the Depths is also just insane, right? Like I can play it on turn 2. Yeah, that's definitely the play. Insight on 1, coin Depths on 2. And then presumably a giant colossal on 3, right? That's a little better than for Sir Finley because this bakes in an extra 3 discount on the 3 colossals. Oh boy. Oh god. Oh jeez. Oh god. It's okay. Colossals can keep up with this actually. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Oh my god, these are so cheap. I didn't even. Oh my god, dude, what the heck? I think I actually Sir Finley next turn and play Gaia and Leviathan, right? So I want to take the Gulper to put on the top. I get 2 mechs here. Well, 5 total. It's Finley 0, so I can grab both of these next turn for 3 mana. So we put the Gulper on the top because we don't want to lose it on the bottom, right? Because we want the mech pair. So yeah, let's dredge the Glug.
Time runs low.
Well, I can Finley now actually too, right? That's better now because I get more board and that way I also still draw the Glug. Yeah, I should Finley now. And then I can, yeah, this is better. Because I want to keep the Glug too, because obviously that's an insane card. Otherwise I'll put the Glug at the bottom, right? So. Now I draw the Glug. I mean, this isn't bad either. Holy crap. 4-mana Courthouse kind of insane too, man. What? That's gross. Surely this is enough to answer the board though. I have a 2-mana Gaia and a 1-mana Leviathan, and it's turn 3. I mean, it doesn't get better than that. This has to be enough. My god, it has to be. I'm gonna have to do some math though, unfortunately. It's gonna suck. They're just gonna play out their whole hand maybe, but I might actually be able to just answer it all pretty easily. Are they going face? Oh my god, dude. Okay. All right, this is all great. This is just fine. This is a pretty good. This is a pretty good turn 3, I think. I think we have to say this is a pretty powerful turn 3. I haven't even done like the math on what to attack here with. I don't even know. Kind of, I need to attack with 2 more mechs, right? Unfortunately, but I do want to dredge. So I guess we just run a 2/3 into that mech warper. That's fine. Horde Pillager seems really good with Gorehowl going face, right? Yeah. We certainly don't need it on these. Yeah, this is fine. Could have technically squeezed in a little more face damage, but I think we care most about keeping this board in a nice healthy spot, right? Okay. Pretty good. Pretty good. That's a good turn. That's one of the better turn 3s I've had in a while.
I don't need any of you.
That was indeed a Hearthstone turn, yeah. Guy is actually kind of annoying, isn't he? Okay. I guess we just score Halia. Do I keep more mechs alive by value trading Finley? Yeah. I don't know if it really matters. I think we're okay. Dude, this is so gross. All right, what do we need here? We've got a pretty good line there. Forge and Flame could draw me a ton. I don't even need to play a 1-mana Glug. That's really telling you a lot. I don't think anything matters here. Doesn't seem like it's gonna make much difference. I guess they could theoretically clear the board and then I'd be in a bit of a stickier spot, but whatever. Not like we don't have a good reload. I mean, I'm just 1-mana Glug isn't good enough. It's like just not. Nah, pass. Get out of here, 1-mana Glug. We don't need you. We don't need you. You're useless to us, Glug. What's wrong with you? It's actually really amusing. BBJC, dude, thanks for the prime sub. Dude, this pair of mechs was so perfect too, right? How much extra damage did I get because of all the crazy Gaia procs, right? It's insane. I've gotten I guess I got 3 extra damage the first time to the board and then 5 extra the next turn. It's crazy.
Time to dilly-dally.
Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. My poor opponent too had the sickest opener. Like that's one of the like he had double mech warfare early and got completely ran over, dude. It wasn't even close. I mean, it wasn't even close. Absolutely demolished. That's gotta sting. That sucks. I feel bad for them. They don't feel too bad because they're playing mech warfare Divine Shield Paladin, but hey, whatever. Feel a little bad. All right. Let's see. Sidekick. I mean, we're getting up there. Sidekick's pretty solid at this stage, and it's neutral, right? So it's cheaper. Same can be said for Holmes, but I don't think I really need the Holmes cards. We're kind of doing our own thing, so Sidekick seems a little bit more disruptive. 3 mana giant Sidekick's pretty good at this stage. What? Triple Reform, dude. I've seen a lot of triple buckets. I don't think I've ever seen a triple Reform bucket. It's very bad for us though, so we're not taking it. All right. Very on brand for this expansion though, man. We got Reform coming back. I like how they're doing a mix of like for the suspects and legendary cards, they're doing a mix of like characters we know and recognize and significant lore characters and Shadowlands characters as well, which are kind of like lore characters, but in other words, you've got like OG characters like Draka, sort of Olgra, and then you've got like Shadowlands specific characters, all the Zymoxes and you know, the Nathrises and all those of the world, and Phil, the priest legendary Phil, and Ultimore and all that, and then you've also got like Reform, which is pulled in from Hearthstone lore, really, right? Like a recognizable Hearthstone character specifically in that case. Kel'Thuzad, I guess, is a significant lore character as well. So it's really nice to see kind of the mix there. Dude, we could play this on turn 2. Like, that's normally really good, but it's not probably better than some insane Colossal turn, is it? I mean, it might be. It's pretty good. Turn 2 7/7's not bad. Is it actually an 8/8? Maybe it's gonna bump up. I think actually once we get the Meek Mastery rolling in. Yes, it's an 8/8. That's hard to pass up, honestly. We'll see. We'll see. Let's try it and see if we regret it or not. We might want to be more of a dredge deck, right? We don't know. It's not bad. It's on curve. It's not bad. Okay. Could be a Repentance. Okay, that gives me some dredge at least. It's pretty nice. Do I ever take the specialist on 2 instead? It's still pretty big, but I don't think so. Because we still usually, without From the Depths, right? The Colossals are still usually 4 mana minimum because of Krakatoa. No, that's 3 mana. 4 mana for... Could hit a Krakatoa. I don't know. It's hard to pass up an 8/8. Let's take the 8/8. Let's not get it ahead of ourselves too much on the dredge. This is still very strong. What rogue secrets do we have to worry about here? Shadow Clone. That is really scary. Evasion wouldn't matter too much. Eye for an eye is... Oh, okay. So it must not be Shadow Clone. They just straight up killed this, so okay. All right, we'll go specialist here then. It's all good. Pivot over to the Colossal game plan. Next turn, Z-Log looks really nice. Yeah, that's cool. That's a good answer, man. Killed my 8/8. Did I just say I'm debating a 2 mana 8/8? Yeah, you know your dual stack's good when you're not that excited about the 2 mana 8/8. Yeah, the 2 mana 8/8's like a little, you know. As you saw, it really wasn't enough. It didn't really work out that well, dude. That was a great answer they had. So the 2 mana 8/8 definitely felt a little underwhelming, I have to say. tad scared to hit face here, but I almost just want to get it out of the way. We've got Avenge is a little scary too. The Zealot kind of still contests the Avenge, but not really. Let's hit face. I mean, I give this a Frenzy off the Zealot very often if I don't kill it because the math break points are worse, right? But a Shadow Clone would be disastrous. I don't know. Let's just kill this. Let's just see. I don't know. We gotta learn. Redemption's totally fine. Okay. All right. Oh, I forgot this was getting its cost reduced, by the way. Oh, I forgot to account for that. I mean, I think Zealot was probably still the best bet, but Gaia was actually a little more on curve in that case, right? Oh man, I wanted to snipe that. We didn't even hit it once. Gaia was a little more on curve. I don't think Gaia's better again necessarily, but I kind of forgot, to be honest. This is again really good early because it has the chance to snowball so hard. If they can't resolve the Zilog, it scales like crazy. So unlike that, you know, Gaia is kind of always Gaia. This is better the earlier you play it. Next turn a little clunky at the moment. Trident's fine. It's, you know, 2 mana. That's pretty good. Ah, Zilog dies. Same story as before though, where the stocks are still going to be really impactful, I think. Seems like they're gonna be very strong. Let's hit here first in case it's Shadow Clone, I guess, or Sudden Betrayal. It's Shenanigans? So I'm gonna draw a banana here? Is this right? Oh, that's a good card to banana, dude. Wow. That sucks. Jeez, dude. What a rude move, dude. What a rude move, dude. I think we're still okay, but man, actually amazing shenanigans. That's really good. All right, so they're low. We got a lot of damage in hand right now with the Rokara and Gorehowl. No dredge though. I'd really love to get that Gaia. That was awesome. 5 mana Gaias are nice. This is not a deck I expect to have a ton of healing, but also not none. They could certainly have a little. Ooh, Death and Decay here. Nice. Really good. All right, let's hit again. Man, I need to play. I don't have anything to do. Oh, Sir Finley. Ooh, yeah, Gaia's insane here. Yeah. Do I Sunken first? Do I want the Trident back? Or do I just want more Colossals? I guess I still get 2 Colossals and a Sunken, right? So yeah, we should Sunken first. Because the Sunken's pretty good. I need that damage. The third card on the bottom now, we don't know what it is, but it might be terrible. It's pretty much always better. Hero Power first? No, I want to play the Gaia. If I Hero Power first, I can't play Gaia. Gaia's 5 mana, so I don't think I Hero Power first. Developing a Gaia here seems very, very good. Could go Nelly technically, since Gaia is a little better from reacting, like better when there's stuff on board. But I don't know. This is 9 damage versus 7. 7 and 2 is 9 and 3. It doesn't actually set up lethal though. I can't play these together either. So this is a better curve line. I don't know. Debatable. This fits the curve much better though. Both are clean curve fills as opposed to awkward curve fills. So we might lose a little efficiency off the rush dealing 2 damage here, but hopefully this is just big enough that it's impactful regardless. Okay. Definitely a little slower this game, right? Like, not winning on turn 3. You know what I mean? Yeah, I would love a spell taunt card. Yeah, sorry if I missed your question, but yeah, that sounds awesome. That's an idea I've seen teased a little bit. It's always kind of hard to execute that mechanically, but yeah, I'd welcome that sort of idea.
No one has to know about that mistake.
Okay, I guess maybe a... That doesn't matter. Okay, cool. Nice. Are they not dead? Am I... Oh, guy is dead. Oh god, I'm stupid. I thought they were dealing the damage. Whoopsie. All good. We got it. Never noticed the animation. It looked cool in slow motion though. Dude, 6-0 with the Sexamar is crazy. I love it. It's really fun. Yes, we keep getting insane buckets too. Man, yes, these are only 8 mana. See, these are 8 mana Tintins. What a deal. What a deal. Yeah, sorry if I missed your question. I'm sure chat's talking about it a lot because Spell Taunt has some risks, but I'd be cool with it as long as it's limited and so on. A keyword that can bypass taunt? Ooh, I don't know about that. We had Kane Sun Fury, which that was always scary. I didn't love that. I still remember seeing that card like early before, like we went to a, it's like the last thing I did before COVID actually was the like teaser for Demon Hunter and Ashes of Outland and stuff, like the Blizzard teaser thing. And like an event having us all there. Everyone was like, oh my god, it can bypass, everything can bypass taunt, not just Kane. We were like, what? Oh my god. We were so terrified. We were so terrified. You know, it was good. It got nerfed. Like, didn't he get nerfed one health or something? I forget. But maybe not as scary as we feared at the beginning, but still pretty scary. Okay, Obsidian Smith is perfect for us. We'll get an early dredge Colossal. That's great. We don't have Hunter's Insight Cheese this time quite yet, but that's another good way to get a Colossal as well. Could play these in a row, 2 on 3 and 4. I mean 2 and 3. Oh boy. Okay, that's gonna be I don't know. I have a dilemma here now actually, right? Like, do I want to dredge into a Colossal, or do I want to hold it until I hit the From the Depths discount for it, right? Like, I could theoretically get much more cheap Colossals quicker from the like, well, oh my god. Okay, well that answered the question. It's now we know. We play it next turn. I can still cash here, right? I don't want to dredge yet because I want those Colossals to get the discount here, and then we'll dredge after to find them really affordably. We don't have the Finley to do like the crazy pop off this time, but still gonna be a pretty powerful mid game here. Turns like 4 and 5 are gonna be insane. All right. Hopefully we get some good Colossals, right? Oh, that's always spooky. Yeah, it's always scary. They got it early. It's buffed. Oh my. It's reborns. We gotta win quick. This could definitely be something that beats us if they get it done fast enough, right? We don't quite get there on the first push or two. Phelan for even more Colossals. Okay. Oh my god. Ozamat's actually... Well, he's 2 mana. Neptulon's 3 mana. So I probably want to take the Neptulon for 3 and then play an Obsidian to grab a Leviathan. He's actually 3, right? Because we've discounted him 6 to 4, and then the Meekmash we will discount him again. He'll be a 3 mana 8/8. So then I can play Neptulon to swing the board back, and then Obsidian Smith alongside him to get one of the other ones. Maybe actually the Ozamat, because it's going to be so insane. I could go Ozamat instead and then dredge in, but I don't think so. I think we'll take the Neptulon. Does the 2 cost stack favorably? Is it actually going to 1? That's good for this next turn. I think Neptulon's the one I need to react, though. I think he's best at resolving this kind of problem right here. This guy's getting a little big, a little fast. Less good against the boars, but whatever. We'll probably still hit a boar, I guess. Oh my god. Oh jeez. That is so gross, dude. This is an ultra rare. You don't ever see this, man. That's so gross. Crap. Dang it, dude. just isn't that good at hitting now. I mean, an Ozomat wouldn't be either. The freaking Wax Rager just never goes away. And there's 2 of these. I think the Wax Rager beats me, dude. I think they could just go face and win a race. I don't know. It's gonna be really hard to win this. Because now, like, you know, it's gonna take the Leviathan is like a big swing card, but I think I gotta take Ozomat and just try to win on stats now, like, because these all get buffed maybe. I don't know, man. This seems kind of impossible suddenly. That is such a gross opener. Do I hit the Elwyn Boar? I guess. Yeah, I mean, not as actually worried about it going off now as I am just dying, you know. But it helps my trades a little bit because they can't kill the Neptulon on board at the moment anyway. So maybe, but I'm sure they'll. Oh, these get buffed off this potentially, but we don't know yet for sure. My screen is dark. Cool. So yeah, I don't know. Ozomat may not have a lot of board space left. That is one potential downside, but we'll figure it out. I mean, if Neptulon lives, I might just be able to race and hit them in the face really hard because he can be a ton of damage, right? But
Ain't much, but
it's actually pretty slow. Okay. What do they hit here? Do they kill a 5/3? I guess you kill a 5/3 here probably. That makes the Neptulon actually a little awkward. Because I can only deal 10 damage instead of 16, right? Yeah, it makes Neptulon a little worse, really. I wish I could kill off my 5/3 so that I could hit for 16. I only hit for 10. You know? But I can't kill it because it's immune. It's immune while attacking, so I actually can't kill it off. Ozomat is a neutral card, yes. He's ginormous, yeah. If it weren't immune, I could kill it off and hit more. I was like, can I void this? yeah, he's a lot worse with one arm, exactly, yeah. It's a 6 damage difference, which could be a big difference, actually. Let's make a little more room for the Ozomat minions, I guess. Do we also go for the specialist maybe too to get it in there? Because it is notably larger and I get that Leviathan, which could be good, yeah. Kind of cramping out my own board a little, but that's okay.
I hope this fits on the ship.
Time runs low.
Probably still a little better than Sidekick, but I'll be honest, I think it's close. I mean, I guess this being alive does mean I get 15 anyway, so it's kind of this. It's really maybe not that different, honestly. Okay. We just kind of have to hope this is big enough, I think, you know? Like, can they maybe just can't kill everything and then I just kill them, right? So we kind of assume probably Neptulon dies, but these don't really trade that well. I don't have a ton of damage follow-up, but I have a little bit. This got buffed, so. Yeah, I mean, if they don't have a board clear, like, this is actually a pretty crazy setup. This is pretty gross. I don't think you ever care about killing the Ozomat because you're not going to proc your boars yet. Unless they have... Yeah, there's only 3 kills. That doesn't really do any boar solving. I mean, this being an 8/7 really helps, right? It's nice. If they hit that 5/3, they don't have anything... Oh, wow. Oh, we get to clear. That might deny them trades. Oh, it did! Oh, yes! It didn't get us any value, but it kept them from clearing. Oh my god, is that enough to kill them though? 35 is still a lot. I feel like it's not gonna be enough, right? Again, if I could kill this idiot off, it would help.
Feeble prawns. Feeble prawns.
Yeah, it's not gonna be enough, man.
Feeble prawns.
Dang, dude. Stuff is so annoying. How much is here? They've got 5 on board and they're at 1 out of 7, so I can actually kill these off a little bit. As long as I don't kill the second half, especially. Oh, Gorehowl's crazy burst damage. Okay, yeah, that's probably good for us, yeah. Let's take the Gorehowl in that case. Not this turn, but next turn, right? It's insane. Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna play Gorehowl anyway, right? So we can just draw this. Usually anyway, I don't know for sure, but usually. Okay. So I'm not dead on board. They don't have a boar on board that we can see. I mean, it's always possible, of course, right? But there's 3 here. That puts them at 6 out of 7. Obviously, they can shenanigan that. We don't know, but we kind of have to trust for now that if they shenanigan a bunch of boars, that hopefully we have some minions stick around too, right? So if we lose to boars, like, so be it. That's how we lose, right? But we're trying to maximize the pace at which we win the game anyway, so the best we can do is try to kill them, right? I can't do any better than that. So I'm stuck in that world if that's what happens. They'd be dead if it wasn't for this, maybe. Oh no, we decided it was kind of 15 anyway, right? So I'd have another minion on boards technically from the Azamat, so we might lose a little, but oh god. 12, 16. You ever discover enough? There's no mana left, right? There's no way. Oh, that's really good for them though. Holy crap. That clears a lot of the board. But it's never enough, right? Well, not a lot. I guess one thing. Wait, why didn't it? Oh, no, this wasn't the buffed one yet. Oh, that wasn't the sunken one. Oh, okay. Cool. Nice. That was scary, dude. We beat double magma or wax rager, dude. We beat double wax rager. That's insane. Pure cold seems pretty good. I don't think we really need the exerciser. It would have been good last game, to be fair, but how often is that going to pop up? We have a lot of weapons too, so it's kind of hard to get to it. I think pure cold's kind of nice off our hero power though, right? Just a little bit of a finisher, good high quality spell. So the seeds, yeah, I mean, I don't think it adds up fast enough for us. But we like exerciser better than pure cold. I have some good spells I do want to draw, like Valorous from the depths. Man. Yeah, I don't know. Sort of love the dark mode. Yeah, it always looks cool. It looks different. It's a nice break for the eyes. I think it's pure cold. I'm enticed by pure cold because we've had so many instances where opponents are really close to dying, right? We've kind of been looking for that last 8 damage, you know, just like where it seems like that would be a perfect number that lines up, and that's enticing to me. That said, Exerciser is still a really good card, right? It's very useful to remove scary things. But do I really want to spend mana on that, you know? Like, I think my Colossals remove scary things. I think I kind of ignore scary things like last game. I'm not sure I really need to be dealing with scary things so much as trying to end games. We're weirdly kind of an aggro deck. It's just that our aggro cards are 8 drops. Dude, we keep getting the exact same buckets. Triplicates and then no more please. And it's amazing. We love no more please. I only have a 31 card deck still. This is fantastic. It's really good. That's fantastic news. Fantastic news. Best duels run we've had in a while, by the way, man.
I do things my own way.
Okay, these are not really the cards we're looking for. We went Dredge, we went From the Depths. I think we hard mull. I don't even think Hyper Blaster is particularly useful against this kind of priest, probably, right? Those are more spell driven and stuff, less minion driven. So let's try to get some Dredge action and race this down as quickly as we can. Get an early Colossal if possible. I mean, this is a good fail safe. Like, you can't complain too much about the sidekick, I guess. I'm not like in love with it though. At the same time, yeah, this is the worst opening hand we've had yet, I think. Invigorating Light and Orb of Revelation. So a lot of cheap spells potentially. Not that cheap, but a little cheap. Ooh, that might be very bad. Uh-oh.
Job done.
Could be very bad if they got this guy. Let's hope not. I don't know. Thought Steal, that could be some cheap Colossals. That's very scary as well. Ooh, I was gonna go loyal sidekick, but I wonder if you're better off enabling the Steel Dancer. No, I don't think so. He's a freaking 10-10. Yeah, not a single dredge card yet. Multiple average weapons. This is a terrible, terrible start. 3 minutes 10-10 is just not good enough, right? Shadow Word Void me, dude, and I'll just lose real quick and we can get out of this mess. You know, like I can't beat Void. I guess. Oh no, he actually has it. No, I was joking. No. Oh, that's not so bad. We can live with that. Oh yeah, that's totally fine. That's no biggie. Oh, this is a good draw. Perfect draw. Colossal's better than Curve here for a weapon or anything. Man, I don't know. Ozomat is actually pretty big and crazy wide, and we want to get that out before they have like a lot of wide board removal, right? So I think we want Ozomat earlier, because remember he's actually like 7 plus however many things they get times 2. So right now, right, he'd be you know, 4 dudes, that's 8 and 7, 15 damage on board. I think that's a little better than these at the moment. I like that this does give me another Colossal, though, I gotta say. Plus, well, no, they're both the same cost. They're both a little off curve. This is the on curve play, but I don't have any other dredge. Am I better off getting another dredge or just going immediately? I think I'm a little better off going immediately. We have other dredge in the deck we can find, right? Let's... Oh... Interesting. Okay. That actually gives me more plays next turn. That's kind of nice. Okay. Should have drawn that first. I might have changed my pick a little bit. I don't think so, though. I think we still would have taken Ozomat. He's just such a big, crazy board. But yeah, the race is on for sure. We're just trying to end here. We've got Pure Cold. We got weapon damage. Like, we can end this hopefully really quickly. If an Ozomat sticks pre-removal, that's great. How many discounts have they registered, by the way? Not really a lot yet, right? First Discover in a turn. Thrive. That's it, right? Yeah, okay, so that's good news. Yeah, this is insane pressure. Hit for 13, make a monster board. Hopefully they don't have like a Psychic Stream yet, because I think they've only discounted once, if I'm counting correctly. I don't think the dredge counts, so I think like any Psychic Stream would be 6 mana. Oh, 0 mana there though could make a Psychic Stream 5. Shoot, 0 mana top deck there's insane potentially. Oh, that's gross. Oh, that 0 mana to discount that into a playable state is so gross. That's so gross. Ugh. Makes me so sad. I think I just start hitting them though, right? Like this is a lot. I can actually play these together next turn, so I guess maybe I could go for the board now. I don't know, I really want to Forged in Flame this one though, and then equip the Scythe and hit. I could just equip the Scythe and hit with the Steel Dancer now and set up a ton of damage with Pure Cold next turn. I give up the Forged in Flame, but I push a 2 extra damage a little bit faster and get the board as well. Yeah, I think that's better. Let's get the board. Again, we don't want this game to go too long, so let's just create some pressure here. This has 3 durability, so that's fine. Plenty anyway to work with. Okay, it's actually kind of cool. I dig it. They're dealing damage. That's awesome. And just a 5/5 is nice. So this is 13 next turn. Dang it, dude. That sucks. It's actually just 13. Shoot. Rokara offers the same, but also heals if needed, I guess. So we'll see. Can I find anything that does a little bit of extra damage? There's that Void we're worried about, but does the 4/4 die? 4/4 doesn't die, but they heal. But they only heal... Oh no, they heal 4. That's enough. Heal 5, so I have 13, 17. I would need 2 damage here. Gaia at 5 mana is too expensive, we know. Sunken Trident unfortunately does not address the Void Fiend problem immediately. I think we just Rokara in that case so that we don't die necessarily, or at least try not to die. So hit for 9 and then Rokara. I don't think I try to kill these, do I? Seems like a lot of wasted damage. I could very easily kill 3 though, for the record. How much more do we think they're gonna heal? Surely they don't have a lot more healing, right? I think we put the race in. I think we heal for 10 off Rokara and race. I feel like racing is the way to go because I have that pure cold in hand and I can draw a ton of cards if needed. I think the race is on.
Out of here.
Be gone. Time runs low.
Yeah, let's just gain 10. Just I don't even think we really need it yet, but just for emergency's sake, right? Like, just in case. We got to spend the mana on Rokara probably at some point anyway. I think it's not necessarily demanded, but maybe. Okay. Oh, taking 4 off that. That makes me very nervous. Why are they so willing to take 4?
Death does not scare me.
Okay, that's fine. Guess they thought the taunt would keep them safe here. It will not. Just to confirm, it won't. Our game plan worked. Okay. Kinda got scary there, man. Kinda got scary. That was close. We didn't really hit our dream lines either. Oh my god, we did it again. No more please again. Why do you get no more please so much with this? It's insane. It's crazy how much you get no more please. Man, this deck is rolling. This is one of those, like, even if we lose out from here to like really refined game plans, because we're gonna run into some refined like freeze decks and stuff, you know, druid with my ceiling we haven't been stopped by yet. Who cares? To get 8 wins on an off meta deck is pretty awesome.
Rektor versus Fireheart.
I won't go easy on them. I dislike imitators.
For the Frost Wolf Clan.
You think something happened because you had 2 runs today and most were no more please? Oh, that's weird. I don't think they've updated anything, but maybe that would be sick. All right, let's look for Dredge. Even a 2 mana Bran, I don't think a 2 mana 3/5 Bran is worth it, right? Like, it's not bad, but I think Dredge is where our butter is biscuited, breaded. That's not the phrase. 2 mana is where our butter is breaded. Breaded butter, fry it up. Yeah, yummy. All right, this is gross. We're gonna die. This is what we're talking about, right? Cheap fireball spam is gonna beat us with 1 mana freaking dudes here. This is gonna be real tough to win, but we'll try to find the early colossal, right? Krakatoa next turn's insane. Yeah, it's perfect. Okay. Yeah, we'll work with that. It's about all I got, so I don't have much of a hand otherwise, so we're gonna have to make it work. That's gonna be great. Turn 3 Krakatoa, and we're still gonna lose. Kinda hope they ignore this. I actually kinda want to trade both the Crab Claws in, maybe. Or, well, no, oh my god. Oh boy. Yikes, dude. Okay, take it back. That's gross. It's really gross, man. At least the Krakatoa survives to the trade here. Right?
Be gone.
That's pretty nice. The buff on the Dredge actually kind of adding up to something really valuable in this case. The obsidian buff, pretty nice. But what am I doing from here, man? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I guess we'll probably hero power. I mean, I suppose we'll start with a Forged in Flame if Krakatoa survives, right? I think it draws 4. I think it counts the buff, doesn't it? Equal to its attack plus 2. I don't know if it looks at the base stat line or the max. Do you guys know? I don't know. The claws have plus 2 attack. I'm glad they didn't get something insane. Although that could be if they got that crazy weapon, I guess, huh? Does anyone know? I guess the other question is, do I actually want to destroy my weapon? Because I might need to just kill these minions off here. I don't know. I need cards. I can hero power. Cash as well is interesting, but nothing playable. Dude, this sucks. Am I gonna trade that Krakatoa into a 7/7? Yeah, I think so. I think so. I think I have to. This deck does too much damage, so. Seems mandatory, really. Well, let's start here. Hunter's Insight into an Asharan. I want to play that this turn, or I want to Corsair Cash this turn. Probably actually want to Corsair Cash this turn. We can discount whatever this weapon is too. It's probably just going to be a bigger version of it, right? So. Oh, that would have been pretty sick. Draw first, Regis. I did. I did draw first. It just didn't work out. I'm sorry. I tried. I don't think I can take even more damage. Like leaving that 7/7 alive, right? I think it's just too greedy. It just seems like too much. Oh, that's not that good of a weapon. Okay, I was worried it was gonna be their like their weapon that does lightning bolts and stuff, right? That would have been a lot scarier. So that's kind of a relief to see. Man, this turn is still really clunky though. Okay, it just got less clunky maybe, but I really want to play a Hyper Blaster though. I can't go for the Kravitsoa Claw. That's not good enough here. Hyper Blaster is really good because then I get frozen, right? So I don't want to Forge and Flame the Hyper Blaster though either. Can I afford getting frozen and still win if I From the Depths? Because the great thing about From the Depths is, right, I draw the card next turn, whereas could still go Hyper Blaster, From the Depths next turn into a Forged in Flame. That's after discount a 3-mana play. I would get 2 Hyper Blaster attacks. I draw a couple cards. Yeah, I don't know. I think this has to happen, unfortunately. I don't know. We might have to break this after hitting the next one though, just to get some Colossals in, because we're gonna have a bunch of what, like Nelly is gonna be what, like 1, Neptulon's gonna be like 3. So that's pretty insane. I think drawing immediately might be necessary. Just even though we lose a cool weapon, I should be able to handle the next freeze summon with the Colossals themselves, hopefully, and then I swarm really hard. So this is like a necessary evil. It sucks. I wish they didn't have. If they didn't have a freezer, I probably would have From the Depths now. But hopefully this works out okay. But you know, fireballs are going to be a pain. I got to race real hard. So they still don't have a fireball, but we assume they took a fire spell here. They will have one soon. We assume. So we don't have much clock left here. We're kind of in the final throes of this battle, unfortunately. We gotta deal 40 damage real fast. Real fast. Rokara could definitely help change that plan, though. Interesting. Okay. So I want to take the worst thing here and put it on the top so I can dredge the Colossals, right? Display is cool, but we want it later, yeah. I forgot to discount the From the Depths. Oh, shoot. I forgot to discount it. Now I don't have mana to play the Neptulon. Dang it. Dang it. Dang it. I don't have mana to play the Neptulon. I also don't draw. I just completely. Just ignore everything I did. I just completely brain deaded that turn. Just ignore that whole turn. It didn't happen. Okay, that turn didn't happen. Just ignore it. Just delete that turn from the record books. I'm not drawing from the bottom. I'm not Finleying, you idiot. I have to pick the card I want to be on the top. Okay. That's okay. Whoa, guys, that DC was crazy. You missed so dude, wow. That disconnect was wild. I just returned from disconnect. The recording and everything cut out. It was wacky, dude. I've never seen that before. To lose both the recording and the stream simultaneously. It's unheard of. It's unheard of to lose both. I think we actually have to Valorous Display now. I'm unfortunately losing another good weapon. We keep overwriting our weapons, but it's how it's working out. Man, that shaman was so lucky I DC'd, dude. That was really, really lucky for them. This might end up being a saving grace in a weird way. I don't think I attack first, right? I think we care more about a higher damage weapon. Oh my god, not that one. Okay. Am I hitting face? I mean, I have to. I need to end the game, right? The game has to end soon or I'm just gonna die. I need this armor. I'm only gonna get 4 probably off Neptulon, but how desperate am I for the armor? I have Rokara for life gain 2. I don't know. We might be dead this turn. If they've been baking a fire spell there, we could be dead soon. We'll have a... Well, no, they have enough mana. We're just dead, yeah. Oh, they play Perpetual Flame. Yeah, we're super dead. Whoopsie. Okay, great. This game went great. Just delete this one from the record books. Delete it. I didn't think they... I kind of zoned out because we were memeing, and then they played that Perpetual Flame, but it didn't... Deck Tracker I thought would show me that it was a Fireball. I didn't notice, so... Thanks, Deck Tracker. I blame you. It's your fault. Hilt is kind of a fun idea. I don't think I really need any of these spells. I mean, we've had some boards where Royal Gift would definitely be intriguing, right? Like those early Ozomat boards and stuff. Oh my god, I gotta go, guys. Oh, shoot. I really gotta go do a card review here in a minute. Ah, crap. This is really situational, though. This might be more useful in some ways, like more... Still kind of a buff on wide boards, but has some utility as well. I don't know. Guys, I really gotta go soon. Oh my god, no more please again. What is happening? This is crazy. Shoot! I need to go, but I obviously want to finish this. Okay. I mean, we were gonna lose that game anyway, thankfully. I think once they got infinite fireballs rolling, we were kind of doomed, and they were still at 40 health, right? An Epsilon wasn't gonna swing the game. I don't feel too bad about losing that one. Oh my god, this has the makings of an insane hand, but well, yeah. Let's do it. Let's get rid of these, see what we mulligan into, right? Because I could make it like a From the Depths here would be insane. I guess Hunter's Insight. If I'm playing Finley, what am I'm Hunter's Inciting only a From the Depths, right? That's the only thing I ever care about From the Depths thing, or from yeah, let's keep it just in case. Finley means any card here is kind of not that important because I'm going to get rid of any card here. Huh. Kind of removes the need for Finley a little bit, I'll be honest. We can get a big Colossal and then discount it with Insight earlier. I think that's a better line. I think we're going to coin Obsidian Smith and then maybe Obsidian Smith again, depending on the cost of the Colossal, and then Insight both of them and have like an insane turn 3 Colossal into turn 4 Colossal. That seems like the move, right? In that case, you don't really need Finley, because this gets you the discounts you want anyway. Even a bonus discounted Neptulon. So, okay, I actually want... Yeah, Hydrolodon's perfect, so that's one I can play on turn 3. I guess I'll probably take the Krakatoa too, just because it's the more tempo-oriented one. Gigafin being a little bit more defensive, I'm probably going to be on the front end of the aggression here. Oh, wow. That is shockingly large. Screw you. Screw you. Oh, actually, if I want to play that on 3, I need to Insight now, don't I? Well, that's fine. I can do that. The Krakatoa is cheap enough anyway, so that's okay. Yeah, that works. Totally cool. Yeah, I mean, they've got Hagatha's Embrace, so Gigafin's like a little bit intriguing, but I can always get it with Finley later. It's fine. Let's just take the tempo one for now and assume that... assume that's the path to victory. There's arguments leaving this alive because I need to hydraulic on it, but I don't know. I don't think that's gonna happen ever. I think they're always gonna trade it in and play something new. This is certainly a better target anyway. Could a crab next turn? Well, why though? I mean, it's the same difference, right? Now I get to Hydralodon instead, and I can still crab on 4, and the Hydralodon's a way better thing to get down faster because I can keep a much higher board presence out of it. I think this just works out kind of always better, right? I mean, I guess if you want to argue that you save the Hunter's Insight for something later, sure, I suppose, but this is the game-winning, the Colossal, right? This one kind of doesn't create as much scariness, I don't think, on average. Shadow Madness, okay. Cool, all right, that's fine. I get it. Now, this is actually a bit of a dilemma here. Do we commit the Krakatoa? I mean, 5 mana. What are they gonna have? The reason I like committing it is that it's a lethal setup. The reason I don't like committing it is it makes the heads worse. How much is Gigafin? Gigafin's 5. Yeah, I can't play Gigafin. Could have maybe grabbed a Blood Moon, but I'd lose this insane hand. 5 mana, wand. Yeah, there's a few things. I guess I'll hold it, but I'm actually not sure it's right. I think there's a logic. I think there's a logic to playing it to set up lethal. But I have a lot of weapon range and reach in this deck, so I think it's okay if we don't quite set up lethal right now. We are giga-brained geniuses, guys. Let's go ahead and tempo Brand. I think the 3/5 here is actually pretty relevant, and I don't need the battle cry really anyway. There's nothing in hand that's screaming out at me for a Brand, so let's just tempo Brand. I mean, is Hero Power better than tempo Brand? Might be Valorising into a dead Brand anyway next turn. Maybe it is. Yeah, maybe it's better. This game's not ending quite yet, so never mind. Screw you, tempo Brand. Get out of here. Okay. Alright, dude, board clears everywhere, man. Board clear central out here. Ooh, it's really just Gigafin and some garbage right now, though. I mean, it's probably still the best play I have, though. I don't know what else to do because Valorous doesn't feel good right now. I mean, yeah, we'll take a Gigafin. That's fine. Do I go ahead and play it? Well, I can't play it now, but do I draw it now or do I just Hero Power again? I guess we just Hero Power again. Tempo Brand again, though, is like kind of okay. I don't hate Tempo Brand again. Every time I'm looking at this Tempo Brand, like, yeah, I just don't have that many good cards for Brand, you know? He's good like Steel Dancer, okay. Like Elise, sure. I don't know why Brand's in this list. I don't think we should have him. I think he was a bad ad. Let's just tempo him. I think that's a little better than Hero Power.
Time runs low.
I'm gonna go ahead and use weapon too, since there's have so many ways to do weapon stuff. I think it's okay. Little nervous though. Those 2 straight removal turns are putting us in a bit of a critical window here. Holy God. Okay, thank goodness we have Valorous, but that is... Oh, actually Gigafin too. Do we just the Gigafin? No, it's okay. Let's just Valorous. I mean, this floats so much mana anyway, right? Like, let's just save it. Let's just save it. I think there are boards where it's like a little less scary because actually, well, I guess they just get 1 free lure. That's not a big deal, but let's just get rid of this for sure. I like this much better. We may even draw immediately off of it if we decide it makes sense. Live Wire Lance. Actually, yeah, I kind of like the value generation on this, but I could draw one more card off Trident. My cards are gonna be better than Lackeys, right? So yeah, let's take Trident. Not to mention the sunken value is at least a little here. We have a play next turn, so we don't have to play this Forge and Flame, but I feel like the mana flexibility on it's really nice. Just make sure we're spending our mana in a compelling way. Okay. Neptulon should be good this turn.
In time, you
Oh boy.
too will bloom,
Scary stuff.
ever bloom.
Love is just an arrangement away.
Neptulon's still pretty good. Neptulon is a little worse. A little worse. I guess maybe Gigafin here. I kind of hate giving them another Omu though, potentially, right? Potentially gives them an Omu. Actually, is Neptulon buffed? Oh yeah, Neptulon's buff, so Neptulon's still fine. They're 5/3s. This is good.
You will be crushed beneath the
We got Meek Mastery Baby.
feeble prawn, feeble prawn.
Giga Neptulon. Man, I hope they can't kill this. This is so much damage. It's a priesthood though, they will. We're dark again. The lights are out on Neptulon. He's a vampire. He doesn't like sunlight. He only comes out at night. All right, now next is another really good board builder here. Let's see how many of these they can handle. This seems like an Adara to me or something. Or no, wait, they're playing my card. Oh. Oh, interesting. Hitting me really hard. I mean, that still, though, takes 8, and I only take 10. And it leaves me with outrageous damage output, right? This is 20. I have any, like, lethal setups here? No way to, like... Oh, I can grab a Blood Moon and buff these even more. That's actually 10 and 20 is 30, 34 plus a weapon. I think this is lethal. Blood Moon should be lethal. I think. Not to mention a ginormous heal. I'm not sure if I counted this right, but we're about to find out. Oh, pure gold definitely seals the deal. That's definitely gonna do it. Yeah, it was lethal anyway. Yeah, I didn't even need the weapon, jeez. Crazy damage. Extra 12 too to boot, man. Okay, pretty good turn. Full heal, crazy lethal. Insane, dude. Oh my god, we get it every time. Is that a bug or something? That's never happened. We've gotten no more pleas like 6 or 7 straight games. It's crazy. Okay guys, I honestly really have to go soon to record a review. I'm gonna try to play pretty fast here. I mean, I guess it's okay if the review's a little slow tonight. It's like a late night long review anyway, so we'll try to finish it, I guess. But whoa, coin is insane! Oh my god, do we actually keep like good cards here maybe? Because we know we're playing towards this. I guess I need a dredge would help accelerate this, right? So maybe look for some dredge cards. But I can insight on 1, I can depth on 2, and then I start drawing really cheap colossals very, very soon. All right, this is good. Let's look for some dredge to maybe accelerate that even more. A cheap dredge card would go a long way. Okay, so kind of what we had before almost, but maybe even a little better. I'm fine with this. A little overkill maybe on all of this, but not a problem. 6 mana Rokara, can't be too sad about. Wow. Oops, all spells Sticky Fingers, and they destroyed literally 20 cards or something. They still have a lot left though. It's not like their deck is empty. Just a lot of minions here. Jeez. It's actually pretty good with Gorhel. And Rokara weapon too. Kind of insane. No dredge though, unfortunately. So we're gonna have to kind of rely on the natural draw here maybe. Which is still not by any means terrible. Just, you know, a Finley. Oh my god. I wish I'd gotten him discounted, right? But I needed to weave that in earlier. A little sad, but... okay, so Finley's gonna get me... I'll have 2 mana left for Finley, so I can naturally draw the Krakatoa. And then Finley will still get me Hydralodon and Glug. And I can actually play all of that. I mean, board space is a restriction though, so you know, there is an argument maybe I don't really want a Finley just yet because I lose the Rokara for a while. I don't think my opponent's like to have minions, so I actually think Glug is probably the best grab here. Let's just take the Glug, and then I'm gonna decide if I want a Finley or not next turn. Because I actually do lose a lot, and I don't know that I gain that much because of board space, right? Oh, they have a minion. That makes Hydralodon a little better, unfortunately. So maybe we will. Finley, yeah, Glug, Finley, though, already takes up 4 spots. So it only leaves 3 for the Hydralodon, so I don't get a bonus Hydralodon, but I guess that's okay. It's okay. This is kind of scary against Hydralodon, but okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to try to ride the. This is 4 or 5. Oh yeah, I only have. This is 4 and 5. Yeah, I should only have 1 spot for a Hydralodon minion, but I really don't want to put Glug back on the bottom. I definitely want Glug in, so I guess I can clear this, but that's about it. It does make Glug better immediately too, though, so I think this is still right. It just feels a little less ideal. Do we ever go Krakatoa instead of Hydralodon and save Hydralodon for later? Because Krakatoa kind of does the same thing and gives me a weapon. Or maybe I could Reaper Scythe as well. I'm gonna put in the Krakatoa instead, guys. I think Hydralodon's better on an emptier board, right? So this feels cleaner to me. Buffs the Glug a little still. This has more upside later, I think, right? Yeah, this is probably my favorite way to do this. I am totally out of cards, but I guess starting from a 1 mana Hydralodon and a really good hero power is not a bad place to be in that scenario. Like if they full clear here somehow, we still have a great reload. Okay, all right, that buffs the Glug a little more. That's nice. Oh, wow. Kind of spicy, I'm not gonna lie. That was kind of spicy. Okay, Glug's dead. Cool, great. Do I tempo Hydralodon here, guys? I mean, I really don't hate it. A lot of weapons in hand. I really don't hate it. 5 mana. I mean, they can certainly clear it. I mean, there's no question that it's clearable, but I just don't want to take too long. I mean, we're looking at like 12, 16 damage threats here. I guess we can wait. I'm not really in a hurry just yet. We have plenty of health. Let's just wait a minute, right? Let's just wait a minute. I think it's fine. I think it might take some reloads. And this is still presenting like some nice, you know, 2 or 3 turn lethal setup type pressures. Okay. Looking for hero power farm here, it looks like. Makes sense. Might whiff though, you never know. Didn't whiff. It was insane. One off from the best possible result, actually. Dude, all I'm drawing are Corsair caches. This is insane. I mean, it's good. I need card draw to get through the deck. I've seen this do crazy stuff with the hero power before. I think I tempo it though. It's just unlikely to see a lot of minions. This is an all spell deck, right? So okay. You know, this stops when it hits the Hydralodon a couple times or finishes on a Hydralodon, so it's not like super scary, but it can theoretically, it's lethal, right? If he never hits the Hydralodon and weaves in a face hit and a dude hit every time. Somebody did the math once. It was like you know, to the 30th power getting lethal, but it's technically possible if you never hit the Hydralodon. Just to kill a dude and hit face 38 straight times. I would love to see it. That would be worth losing, that's for sure. Hydrolodon dies immediately instead, which of course is a great way to clean this up. Yeah, so we're like running out of steam already again. It's just relying on our hero power here and then trying to race them with weapons, I guess, since that's what I have. Good. Ooh, that's pretty spicy, I guess. We use that on a Triton or use it now? No, I think draw 4 is really good. I'll give up 1 damage to draw 4 for sure. Sentinel's pretty good. Specialist, we're not really looking at the crazy stuff anymore. Let's put this in and then we can dredge, right? I hate not swinging a weapon for a turn because I have 4 in hands currently. It's nice if you can swing every turn. But, you know, I'm still going to get minions down as much as I can. Especially good ones like this with a payoff. Seems like they're going to get there, though. They've just really managed my early threats quite nicely. Good removals on all the colossals, right? Really clean, easy kills with cheap, efficient removal. That's been good for them for sure. Head crack, man. They're starting to turn the corner and go face now. Would love a Rokara to shut that down. Staff is going to generate tons of value. Scary. Okay, well, this didn't die, so I guess we're just kind of playing stuff here.
I hope this fits on the ship.
Rokara healing might be pretty important, actually. Yeah, this heals too, and I could just grab the Rokara off of it to heal a lot. Maybe that's better, because I don't think we need the healing this turn. I don't need to play Rokara yet either, so yeah, let's kind of try to cheese this into an extra chain of upside. If I'm dead from 29, so be it, right? But if I can buy 17 health instead of 10, that might be pretty nice. Could be pretty good. I can still, like... Well, I don't know what I'm going to do next turn. Probably just Elise or something. Oh, I can't Elise, though, because I'll need to dredge. Oh, I can do that. No, I don't want to Elise, because it shuffles the Rokara out of the bottom. No, I can't Elise. I don't know what I'm going to do next turn. Maybe just equip a Gorehowl after attacking. Seems okay. Head crack again. Secret passage with 5 mana left. That's pretty good. Everything being cheap, right? Seems like this healing is going to be very relevant. Okay. It's fine. First Flame. Just dumping cards here so that there's a better quality in the deck. Okay, they are out of cards. Surely they're going to have like a torch at the end of this mess. Thankfully, they haven't had it yet. Have we seen another treasure yet? No, I don't think so. So... yeah, I think our instincts were correct here. Let's grab the Rokara. We know that's happening. I need to heal. Then we can put this in. And I think I'll just Gorehowl like I said. We don't want to destroy our board yet, so it's fine. Everything's frozen anyway. It's a great time for that, frankly. Okay, so 32 is hopefully enough, and then we got 14 and 3, 17 and 8. That's a lot of damage. Can I also guarantee that I hit any damage yet? Like Bloody Moon is damaged technically, and Pure Cold off the hero power, right? Is that my only 2 spells left? Yeah, it is. So I can actually, if I have a board, both of those add damage as well. But I guess Rokara is also 2 damage. So we'll just see if it's lethal or not, I guess. Is that a Frost Nova always? Uh-oh, is it the only Frost spell? Gross. Is it really? Oh, that too. Man, that's nasty. Face. Cool. Great. The really annoying part about this is if I want to play Rokara, I can't really play my Gorehowl. I was hoping to just, you know, get one swing in and be happy and then heal up. I mean, do we think 29 is safe, I guess is the question. I don't know that it is. It doesn't feel very safe to me. Oh boy. If I lose the Gorehowl charges though, I don't know how I win, right? Like it feels really hard to win from there. I don't know. I'm gonna risk it. I think we need to hit for 8 here, frankly. Hopefully we're just not dead. We'll risk it. We'll just say, okay, make him have it, you know. I think I could be dead with everything being discounted. It's a crazy amount of damage possible, but a lot of those are kind of spells. They probably aren't damage spells and stuff. So let's just try to set up the win. If I can hit for 8 and then develop a Rokara, I'll feel a lot better having gotten that 8 in. Rokara, you know, over the Gorehouse, like a -6 net over 2 swings, which I can probably handle -6. Oh, those are so cheap, dude. Okay. They're definitely going for it. They're not killing minions yet. Can they really get there? Oh my god. I'm so scared. I mean, if they don't and I can hit Blood Moon, I'm going to absolutely heal to full. I don't even need Rokara in that case. I could open up with hero power potentially. I mean, if Nebulon lives and I'm not dead, they're probably dead, but let's see. I might have another freeze, right? Just lock out the board for a turn.
Sun sets.
Running out of time here. Seems like they're pivoting now to minion resolutions. Oh. Okay. Deal. Wow. All right. Geez. I think we Gorehowl and Rokara then, right? This feels like the Rokara turn. Because I need to heal. I could try to trust the Lava Gorger. I know I have a Sunken Sentinel, which is pretty good. Puts me at 22. I mean, they used a lot of damage and I wasn't dead at like, what, 20? They did 8. Man, I might be able to, in other words, I might be able to keep the Gorehowl alive for a turn if I want to greed this, you know, and like develop a couple minions. Because the Sentinel also has life steal, so if they don't kill it. Rokara does put in another 2 immediately. This leaves me at, they did 12. Oh, okay. Well, whatever the case, they used some damage and I wasn't dead. So I'm gonna try to greed this. I think this is a little risky again, but I think we need to be risky if we're gonna win, basically. Oh god, what else am I playing this turn? I'm not actually drawing this. Oh shoot, I forgot I'm not drawing this. Oh crap, I don't know. I guess 2 Neptulon hands. That's the most development, right? The dude was 4 mana instead of 5. I forgot about the Meek Mastery discount. I hope that doesn't make the difference, you know? Oh, shoot. I hope that doesn't make a difference. The 1 mana is going to make all the difference here, man. Oh, God. Oh, God. This is so greedy for only another, like, what, kind of 3 damage, I guess? I don't know. This may be wrong. I need Pure Cold. Maybe should have tried to draw Blood Moon and Pure Cold. Hero power twice in a row, right? Pure Cold demands 1 more damage with this weapon attack is the problem. They're at 17. Head crack again, just kind of weaving that in. That's not a problem at all, really. Oh, okay, so they're still in board maintenance mode, which is kind of good news, but that's up to 6. This is also always 4, remember, so that's kind of scary too. Oh god, Ignite and Torch at the end of this deck. That's crazy. Oh, I definitely need to heal soon. For sure. That's going face. Okay, a minion lived here. Pure Cold's lethal in that case. So I have 11. Yeah, this is a lethal hit potentially here. It's a 50-50 for lethal, I think. If not, we'll play Rokara and set it up. Well, I won't have the draw though if I play Rokara, huh? It's not on the bottom, we don't think. So let's just hit it. Pure Cold has been clutch, by the way, guys. It's won us a couple games already. Sick. Okay. That got scary, dude. They held really well early, like against that early crazy colossal start. They did some work, dude. Holmes is cheap and buffed. Yeah, that's fine. We like that. Yeah, this has got to be bugged. We've gotten this like 7 straight games or something insane. By the way, I am going to be so late for this card review, but that's okay. It's worth it. This is an awesome run. Awesome run. Creepy idiot, man. Thanks for the prime sub.
This battlefield will be mine.
All right. Finley has enabled some shenanigans, so let's keep it Finley. If we don't hit any other dredge cards, Finley seems insane, right? Worst case, we know we get some good cheap colossals in deck. Best case, we might hit a like 3-drop to play pretty soon after. I gotta decide though if I want to do that like on turn 1 or wait. Let's just see what we find here. I think I want to get a Mancrick. Oh no, Mancrick's gonna shuffle, we think, although he didn't earlier, so we don't know now. Like, is Mancrick suddenly not a shuffler anymore? I don't know what's happening here with the Mancrick. I think I'm gonna hold the Finley and just Tuskar on 2, because it really depends on the cost of the colossals, right? If it's all Neptulons that are like really expensive, Finley screws me. I don't know if it could be 3 of the same ones, but if they're too expensive, Finley screws me because I don't have a play early at all. So yeah, we've done well to wait and maybe find the right colossal and then later Finley in the other 2. But certainly Trawler into the correct like 3-mana colossal could make, I think, a really big difference. So
Let's see, what do I take?
okay, so Ozomat's actually 4 mana. Z-Log is 4 mana as well. Which do we think is going to be better against Paladin? Z-Log doesn't really do that well against Divine Shields, but neither does Ozomat. Gaia is better against Divine Shields, but we can grab that off the Finley later, right? That's not a problem. Well, not really though, because I'll be getting rid of these. I think Ozomat's a little better because I can maybe just trade in the Ozomat and kill like 3 or 4 minions and be kind of happy with a board left behind, right? Yeah. I can play Hyper Blaster next turn. Ozomat on 4. I can play Sir Finley on 5 to play the Z-Log, I guess, or on 6 to play the Gaia. Or well, both, I guess. Once I play it for the Z-Log, I get the Gaia too. Okay, this is actually a really nice Hyper Blaster. Like, insane, honestly. Maybe a game-winning Hyper Blaster to shut down the top hat early, and maybe deny any good minions here too for the promote. So Ozomat on 4. Oh yeah, okay, we're out ahead now, boys. Let's go. Okay, this is really strong. This is absolutely insane. Okay, bring it, I guess. I don't know. This weapon and this board is just so nuts, dude. So we're looking at what, 12, 19 damage just straight up. Okay. Those are actually pretty annoying, but I think I ignore them, maybe? I can't kill off the Ozomat quite yet. I could maybe like kill the 4/4. I do want to make a little bit of board space to develop another thing, I think, right? Because I want to play a Z-Log soon. Could trade in some 2/2s and make room for a little bit of a Z-Log, but really not that much. I want to Finley into Gaia for next turn. I need to make a board space though, and I don't want to use my weapon here. Oh, this is tough. I don't know. Do I just go face? Can they really keep up with us if I go face? I mean, I feel like it's kind of the move. I don't know. Maybe I hit the 2/3 and just go face. I kind of like the Smork. Hero power of Blood Moon? Yeah, we're gonna hero power if I go face, so we can try that. Let's see. Oh my god, dude, shut up. Okay, we know where we're going. Dude, that was such a clutch call. Like, you actually predicted what we were gonna draw. That's insane. At this stage, we have like 7 spells or something. You're a god, dude. Who said that? Neo Sephiroth 666. Oh no, actually, multiples of you said it, but what a clutch call, dude. Dude, Ozomat's so gross with Meek Mastery. Jeez, it turns out a 4-mana super buffed Ozomat is what this needed to be played. It's so gross. Do they really have any way to answer this? I mean, this seems so impossible. Wand, I guess, always. There's always Wand in duels. Seems like Wand might actually not be the kind of card they would pick, but it's not impossible by any means. If they want, we'll just Finley into Z-Log probably. Get really close to lethal anyway with weapons. Oh, Oh, that's a top deck. Oh no, it wasn't a top deck. That's their top deck. Still doesn't seem that useful though, if you're only killing a couple things, I guess, right? Okay. That's lethal for us if they don't have anything else here. Potion doesn't matter. Just kill it with our dude. This weapon actually, like, as exciting as the Ozomat was, I honestly think the weapon might have been more important, right? Like, it was a combination of both, but the weapon was insane. Like, it was very, very good. And again, yeah, we just, I don't know what the deal is with no more please, but we just don't have to take cards, which really helps. We're keeping such a densely quality deck here. Crazy. Okay. How many cards in the card review after this run? I think 15 cards. Yeah, so I'm gonna be very tired of talking after a 3+ hour stream, and then and hour-long review maybe too.
Versus Fireheart.
I won't go easy on you.
But worth it for sure. I love playing the fun duel stuff. So, all
Wolf Clan.
right, let's look for Dredge. Obviously, we need to high roll this late in a duels run. We can't settle for less than just insane turns. None of these are insane turns. We need like Finleys and Dredges and just absolute absurd stuff. Okay, that's not a Dredge turn, but that's pretty absurd. It's not bad. He's actually a 14/14, so turn 2 14/14 is the next best thing perhaps than a Colossal. Probably not as strong as Colossals, honestly, but still pretty insane. LCS, man, thanks for the tier 1 sub. Grats to Neo Sephiroth. Yeah, is 2 mana worth it for 14/14? I don't know. Yeah, maybe too slow on turn 2. Honestly, could. Like, we don't know what they have, but they could have a hex. They could have anything. But they also might not, and then we just kill them too. You know, that's also the possibility there. Ooh, endless fireballs, but that might come online a little too late, right? Like even cheap fireballs don't really handle this that well. I can also use it to heal a lot. Look at this. Heal for 15 a turn, you know? Perfect. So anything that would change the turn 2 sidekick? Would a From the Depths change the turn 2 sidekick? I don't know. I think I'd still go sidekick, honestly. It's so big at this stage that it's really hard to say this isn't right. Because it just can end the game in like 3 turns, basically. More or less. Oh no, actually, yeah, literally. It's 42. Oh, freezers are good against this though. Dang, dude. Dang, that's like one of the best possible ways to lock it down. I mean, that said, it still might eat 3 of these. Why am I out of focus so much? It might eat 3 of these. Is that still worth it? I think it might still be worth it. There's not really a lot else to do, right? I don't have any dredge or anything. Let's just make it, let's make it, you know, let's make it eat this. It's gonna eat these for a while. That's fine. It negates this entire card and more, maybe. So, not a win condition anymore, but still, you know, the best way for us to maintain parity here. Real problem is next turn. What are we gonna do next turn? I don't really know. We need to hit a weapon or a dredge card. Could have maybe saved coin in hindsight, like just played this out a turn later. I don't know if I really need to be. Oh, okay. Well, never mind. This helps. It makes me feel better about the call. Okay. I don't think we Blood Moon, right? It doesn't really help much from a breakpoint standpoint or otherwise. Let's hold the charge here. We're not really ready to turn face yet or anything, so we don't have another weapon equipped yet. We have a good turn 4 play, so looks like we can maybe line this up later on a better target. So let's chill for now. If I could kill this, obviously I would, but I can't kill that with this weapon, so. Dude, even this guy's pretty insane at 4 mana right now at a base level, right? In normal Hearthstone. I guess not in this crazy duels run, but. I mean, I think Brand Hero Power next turn is also viable, but I think the 6/7 just like, you know. Oh, are they gonna take 14? No way. No, they don't. Okay. Dude, do I ever like? Let's see. What is a good? Is there any good hero power answer to that 3/4? Right? Not really. From the Depths would be not that good. I couldn't play it. Now, the thing is, the Corsair Cache has a chance to get a thing that kills this, right? I could hit a buffed Trident, but I could also whiff and hit a Gorehowl that wouldn't answer it. So I think I'm better off just playing the 6/7, right? Let's stick to the plan here. Putting another big threat in kind of creates the same problem they've had trouble getting through. You can attack on 5 and 6 and still have a weapon for Rokara. So let's hold the weapon again this turn. I do, of course, their Cache, though, which I might want to be playing soon. So maybe I ought to dump the weapon. Yeah, let's dump the weapon since we have Cache now. Cache kind of changes that math a little bit, because that might be one of the best ways for me to fill my turn next turn, is Cache into a 3-drop Trident or Hyper Blaster. And in that case, I may want to dump the weapon charges first. I could even try to get the Sunken weapon, frankly. That might not be a bad idea. Oh, they hex the small guy. Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay. That's cool. Are they still going to take 14 here, though? Surely they have another good spell, right? Well, they have a Fireball they can use. That's a 2-mana Fireball, so that'll do it for them. If they use it now, though, they may not have the Fireball to start the chain next turn, right? They may limit their use of... Or no, it always gives you one. It's not the first one of the turn, is it? Oh, they don't even have... Oh, yeah, first fire spell on a turn, out of Fireball. Yes, they have to hold it. Yeah, they can't use it now if that's their only fire spell. So they may be tempted here to hold it and take 14 because they need to start a chain of Fireballs, right? What are they going to do? Do you take 14? Kind of surprised they didn't hex the big guy, even though he was... They were like the same health total, right? They are fireballing face? Okay, now that... Oh, they're gonna try to snipe this. I see, that's cool. That's a high roll. Oh! They missed the high roll, okay. My dude lives. To what end? I'm not sure. I don't have a great way to protect him, but they also lost their fireball though, right? Like they must have another fire spell in hand then to keep the chain going. I mean, I feel like Elise is probably the play here just to get another solid body on board. Kind of seem to have problems with the bodies a little bit. Oh, but Elise shuffles the deck, so I don't have my Colossals on bottom anymore. That's only relevant though if I have Dredge, and I don't have Dredge. Elise might actually put the Colossals on the top of the deck, frankly, but the real risk is that she would stuff them in the middle of the deck, I think, right? I really don't want her to stuff them into the middle of the deck. That would be the worst case scenario. I think we just Hero Power Bran. Okay. Yeah, I actually like this a lot here. I need better plays, right? I think, oh, Dredge, perfect. I need Dredge in particular, as you're gonna say. Like, I need to find a good Colossal. He's actually 6 mana, so that's perfect for next turn. Okay, cool. Excellent, excellent. So I'm sure they'll have a way to kill the 14-2. I don't think they're gonna have to hit it, but it would sure be nice if they did. That would be a huge bonus. You can see how much this 14-2 has just completely warped the game around it, right? The gravity of this card has been insane. Yeah, they did have the answer. It's kind of cool to see, honestly, how much crazy gravity it has. Divine Rager. Okay, that's actually a great Neptulon target. That's totally fine. We needed something to hit for the Neptulon anyway. It's kind of free, right? Now, we have tasked them to remove quite a few big minions in a row. Will they be able to do it again? The hands here are theoretically easily killable by their weapon, so the hands aren't likely to be super impactful, but the 9/9 with only 4 cards in hand might prove difficult, right? They may not have a good way to deal with it. In which case we could hit for 18, maybe 20 with Blood Moon. I think I'd probably Rokara in that case just to feel a little safer on health total and still push damage and set up for some lethals, but we'll see. I mean, I guess Blood Moon puts me safe anyway, 2020, so I mean, heal 20 and deal 20. That's probably fine. And if we don't want a Rokara, we could maybe Elise at that stage. Maybe just put like a Bran into though. Bran, Corsair, Blood Moon. Corsair doesn't really help me now because I have plenty of good weapons, but it thins the deck into other good stuff, pure colds, etc. Maybe hero power does the same. I don't know. Anyway, 4 cards isn't a lot to work with to answer this sort of board, so. Blood Moon's 36. Well, I'm assuming the 5/3s are dying, just because we know one of them dies really easily to the weapon. But yeah, if they don't answer this, seems like maybe they're just conceding because they're frustrated. I don't know. I hope they didn't DC, but I don't know. Maybe they just threw the phone away in anger. Maybe they DC'd. Not sure. I feel kind of bad, but I'm not gonna. I don't know. I'm not gonna risk it in case it was just a little DC there. Oh shoot, this isn't lethal. Oh yeah, it is 24. Yeah, never mind. It is. Cool. What a way to finish, man. Blood Moon Neptulon to 12 wins. That's twice now. We've got the crazy Blood Moon Neptulon. Crazy, dude. Crazy. Super clean, dude. Nice. Only 1 loss. I kind of played that game poorly, but I think we were doomed anyway, the way it was going. So pretty good run. Pretty nice. Finally got away from 6666, dude. Took us forever. I guess I gotta go. I'm gonna open these packs real quick, and then I'm gonna go do a card review. I'm super behind. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. I guess let me do an insanely quick raid. I don't really want to. I need to hurry so much, but thankfully I'm only 10 minutes behind. Well, kind of 20 minutes behind because I was going to start 10 minutes early for the priest card, but hey, that's okay. It was worth it for sure. So thank you, everybody. Love you a ton. Enjoy this raid. See you tomorrow somewhere out there in the universe. And yeah, I don't know. Here's a raid. Here's a raid. Love you. Good run, everybody. That one will probably show up on YouTube sometime. So if you missed it and want to catch it later, it's definitely on my VOD channel, but maybe on the real channel as well. Love you. Thank you. See you out there in the universe. Thanks for watching. And until next time, game on.